Major League Baseball's regular season ends this Sunday. In fact, all the games this Sunday will start at about 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Today at Wrigley Field, Chicago, the Cubs were 12-1 winners over St. Louis. It was 4-1 in the seventh. Well, we'll see if the Padres lose tonight. They have a home game, one of the late games in San Diego. They're hosting Arizona. If the Padres lose, the Cubs clinch, hosting next week's wild card series against San Diego. Cincinnati holds the tiebreaker over the Reds in the fight for the last NL wild card. Mets are at Miami. Cincinnati will be at Milwaukee. Blue Jays and Yankees tied for first in the AL East going to the final weekend. Toronto home to Tampa Bay. Detroit's at Boston. Cleveland hosts Texas. Cleveland and Detroit tied for first in the AL Central. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy will return to play Sunday after a toe injury. Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels still out with his bad knee. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, dack,
Enter, brother.
Come on in. And with that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Who, me?
Not 2, not 3.
Thank you, LeBron.
Not 4.
No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83.
Wow.
And now live.
We'll do it live.
On YouTube.
Do it live. I can go right in and we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Thank you, Bill. That's right. Do it. And we are indeed the Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington, on this funky Flashback Friday. No doubt about it, a football Friday as well. And you'll need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio program on the planet. At least when people are still awake.
Gotta be up. It doesn't count, Rob, if they're not up.
It doesn't count. I don't care. We love Ben Maller and
do.
Aaron. We do.
Yeah, well, I love Ben. You love Ben and Aaron.
Exactly. All right. That's right. Write it down. Commit it to memory. 877-99 on Fox. And for you laymen out there, it's 877-996-6369.
It's not trigonometry.
And if you hear feedback on the line, it's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
And with that said, always remember,
The Odd Couple was filmed in front of a live audience.
Sweetie Petey, yeah.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem, turn off your station.
That's right. Turn off your station. Let's go, big show. And let's welcome in my co-host. He is
Kelvin Washington.
My dog. What up, man? Happy Funky Flashback Friday,
Woo!
Feel Good Friday, Freestyle Friday. Everybody Friday, man. Feels good, brother.
No doubt about it. The big weekend. A lot of stuff going on. Major League Baseball down to 3 regular season games.
I know.
And look, so much is unsettled. Like, it's incredible to me.
Not even just as far as how standings and the playoff positioning is going to work. Also MVPs.
Yeah.
It's still open.
I'll tell you
in
this.
that AL.
And it is a debate. It is raging, like, seriously. Everybody's talking about it because it's just so close. You know what I mean?
And to what we're saying this weekend, one of them goes off, hits 3 in a couple of games.
Yep.
Absolutely. So that's how close this is, not to mention the actual positioning of where folks will end up in the playoffs. So, yeah, it'll be fast. It's going to be a great lead-in to the postseason for baseball.
No doubt about it. And the Tigers are still trying to hang in, and they got a big series in Boston. Boston needs to win. You know what I mean? Like, it is – It's like all or
it's
nothing.
It's really playoff baseball now.
It really is. This whole weekend is going to be something else. So a lot of stuff happening. Looking forward to it. And I did want to say something, but I can't remember. Rob G, what do we have our? Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm looking for. We don't have it.
Yeah.
All right. With the iHeartRadio app, I should say, you can stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch us and all the Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us all day live every day, and be sure to also select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeartRadio app. And it'll always pop up at the top of the screen. Also, for over 40 years, TireRack.com has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive, shipped fast and free, backed by road hazard protection, which is all free, with convenient installation options like mobile tire installations where they come to you. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew, because we wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without them. Rob G is our producer. Alex is our engineer. Steve DeSager's at the anchor desk. He'll keep us updated.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
And of course,
never heard of him.
Elijah. Wow, you got a full dose of that today. Elijah, our social media guru.
Sir.
One of the best in the business. And there we are.
Yeah. One day they're going to hear you, Elijah. I don't know when, but one day, Elijah.
Who?
No
that
doubt.
Guy.
Okay, hey, Rob G, we got a big football game, right, coming up. And the Chiefs and the Ravens. Can you set our table?
I don't like the insinuation.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay.
I'm sorry. Can you, Rob G, tell us about the big football game.
I'll tee you up, bro. I'll be your caddy.
There you
okay,
go.
see if I say
Damn, I was caddy.
You're a caddy. If I say set the table, you're
if I
a waiter.
Park the car,
right?
Fold the laundry.
I was going to say, all right, Rob G, let me get this correct. Here we go.
What else do you
Let me do this. All right, Rob G, cut the lawn for us.
Oh, geez.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. No, it's okay. We'll do that. No, you mentioned it. Big game this weekend. The game of the weekend, which is crazy because we got teams that are combined 2-4 on the young season.
That is wild.
The Chiefs and the Ravens in Arrowhead. Now, guys, this is a big deal, obviously, because you got two marquee quarterbacks. But since Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes became starters in 2018, either the Ravens or the Chiefs have been the one seed in the AFC 6 of those 7 seasons. So that tells you that these two teams and these two quarterbacks have run roughshod through this conference now for half a decade. And as you guys know, we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. In the Super Bowl era, teams that start the season 1-3 have gone on to make the playoffs just 11% of the time.
Yeah, that's a
so
big
this
one.
feels like a must-win for both teams. But Rob, I'll start with you. Who needs this win more, the Ravens or the Chiefs?
I think it's the Chiefs. There's a couple of reasons, Kelvin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a home game, so you don't want to lose another home game, right? It's a home game for the Chiefs. And even though the Ravens can justify a loss on the road to the Chiefs. They could justify it if they play better and just say they got beat, not giving up 40 points or anything other than that. I'm just saying, like, they play a good game and they wind up losing on the road. Kansas City, you're at home. You don't want to lose another game. Start 1-3. This would be uncharted territory. And the other thing is, the Ravens haven't lost any games in the division. You know what I mean? Like that's the saving grace. And look at the division. How good are the Browns? No good. Right?
Right. No. We have, other than their defense, no good.
Okay. Pittsburgh's off to a good start, but they got a 40-year-old quarterback who could be hurt at any minute. Mm-hmm. And the Bengals lost their star quarterback. Seriously, like the division is there to be taken. Would you agree with that?
I'll give you that.
So that's the part that's good for Baltimore. I still think that there's the Chiefs beat the Giants. Like, seriously. And it wasn't convincing. If Russell Wilson could have thrown a couple of balls into the end zone, who knows what happens in that game, or if they didn't have a a kicker with a broken leg. Like that was the other part of the game that didn't work out for the Giants. Because they were in that game at the half. Remember, the Chiefs scored 9 points against the New York Football Giants. 9 points.
They just needed Travis Kelce to bump into Andy Reid and get it going. That's all they needed.
9 points. That's all they had. So I think that the Chiefs need to try to establish themselves, and if they could beat the Ravens, quote unquote, a good team, maybe they can get the confidence going where you're talking about getting some players back and starting to maybe feel better about themselves. So I think the Chiefs need to win.
I'm going to tell you why it's the Ravens. One of your points that I agree with is the division. They could, the division isn't just this isn't your traditional Steelers team. This isn't your Bengals with the Joe Burrow and that offense. So I'll give you that point. But here's why I think it's actually the Ravens who need to win. A couple of things. One, Lamar Jackson has come out and said it doesn't mean anything to him. He's not paying attention to the fact that he's 1-5 against Mahomes, but he's 1-5 against Mahomes. And you don't want to go to 1-6. And it's not a solo thing. It's not as if it's one-on-one. This isn't tennis. It's not one-on-one in your playing basketball in the backyard. But it is versus leader, head of the team versus head of the team. And he's 1-6, including the 1-5. You don't want to go to 1-6. The other reason, there are things that are starting to crack within the Ravens that you don't want to become a problem. You want to hurry up, put a little patchwork over that, stick a little something over it, we'll be fine. You don't want Derrick Henry to fumble again at a big moment and something become a thing where he's losing confidence because he's a main cog in what you do, where there starts to be rifts. Do they not believe in him? Does John Harbaugh start switching up the game plan because he keeps fumbling? That could be an issue. Their defense is horrid, and that already is an issue. You don't want to lose a big game, say they lose 32-24 or something, and all of a sudden your defense is giving up 30 points like that's a thing to do, and now you start to lose confidence. Guys start pointing fingers, start bickering. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault, and you don't want to lose it. So for me, I feel like the Ravens are hanging on by a thread. I don't worry so much about Lamar. I think he's just win or lose, he's kind of steady, but I do think there could start to be chinks in the armor where they start to crack a little bit if they start to lose. Whereas the Chiefs have been there before. They've been bad and come back and gotten to good positions. They believe they can get to a Super Bowl. That's what, because they've done it, so it's in their DNA, in their minds. Also, the Ravens don't have anything to look forward to. Hold on, one more point. The Ravens don't have it, like they are what they are. The Chiefs can convince themselves that this will be the first game of Worthy back. He'll be getting his rust off. And then we got Rashee Rice coming back. And he's our number one guy. And so now we get to see with Tyquan Thornton what this three-headed monster of receivers will look like. So the Chiefs can hang their hat on that and say, hey, we tough game with the Ravens. We barely lost. We're right in this thing. We barely lost to the Chargers, barely lost to the Eagles. We're right there. Now we got our guys back. The Ravens don't have that. They would just simply be 1-3 and you know, be trying to figure something out.
This is where the division plays bigger than you think it does, because the Chargers are a good team and they're undefeated. Like for the Chiefs to lose another game, they might be buried where it's going to be hard to get back to win the division. That's where they've been at their strength. That's the thing that would be different for them if they were to lose this, and that's why I think it's different. I don't think anybody in the AFC North, what's their division?
The AFC West?
No. I'm thinking.
You said the North. That's them.
Yeah, the North is in the way of the Ravens. We saw it last year. They got off to an 0-2 start and still wound up winning 12 games or whatever it was, and did it pretty easily once they got rolling. I just think the Chiefs would be an uncharted territory where they're in a division where another team, and the Chargers play the Giants. So they're looking at being 4-0, and the Chiefs would be 1-3. Like that.
I know you're right about the Chargers.
The division part is why I think it's important for the Chiefs.
You're right about the Chargers. I think the Chiefs would resign that and say, I'm chasing the Broncos, who some people had winning the division. Some people a little high on. If they're the Chiefs, I think they're like, nah, we can catch them. We can get them. I give you the Chargers. They look like right now, and it's early.
And especially by playing the Giants with a rookie quarterback. I mean, yeah. I'd be
Don't disrespect him like that. Rob G said they're winning the NFC East. Yeah, okay, don't disrespect Jackson Dart like that.
Well, the year before he had the Jets winning, right, with Aaron Rodgers.
Dang, Rob
and
G.
Rob G said Baker Mayfield would never play again.
Dang,
and Rob G said, oh, I'm sorry. Thank God he's not listening.
So I hear you on
Jim Rome on the other side.
I hear you on the division, but I just think the team could crack the Ravens. I don't know if they're built to.
Oh, they got too much talent. I don't think
they don't. I don't. This is where I don't agree. They do with two guys and maybe three. They don't with the defense right now. And historically, that's also kept them around. And then the offense does the thing.
Those two offensive guys there, I just don't buy that. They scored almost 40 points, or what they score. They're averaging Rob G.
And what did we see with Joe Burrow and them?
I bet you the Ravens, they don't have their Joe Burrow. Because,
I don't know, Rob. That defense is letting everybody score.
Yeah, but when you look at the talent with the Bengals, you know that they don't have anybody. The Ravens have players that just haven't played.
They better get it together because
I'm not saying they don't have to.
People are licking their chops at it like, ooh, we got the Ravens defense. And Lamarr, again, it's not just him. He might play the Chiefs well, throw for 225, rush for 80, a couple times, but end up losing 32-28. Like, that's not crazy right now, the way his defense
I just think the Chiefs need a win against a good team, and the idea of being at home, they don't want to lose another home game, and they don't want to fall back anymore in the division. All right, who needs to win this game more on Sunday, the Ravens or the Chiefs? Want to hear from you. Continue this conversation, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
America.
Very quietly, one of the most important and big games of the weekend is this upcoming Rams-Colts game because the Colts are 3-0, the Rams are 2-1. They look like one of the best teams in football for about 3.5 quarters, and they blew it there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, bad loss.
This game is very big long-term for the NFL season, and you mentioned it. Shane Steichen met with the media earlier today. He was asked about Matthew Stafford and how is it he's able to play at such a high level at the ripe age of 37. Take a listen to this doozy.
I think he's one of the best probably to ever do it, and I think he has a physicality about him. Like, he's tough as it gets. I mean, you see him taking shots and he gets up and he ain't coming out of the game, and that's respect there, right away. Just seeing that. But I think he can make all the throws. I think he does a great job of seeing it. I mean, like I said, he makes some big plays with his arm, and when you got a guy that's done it at a high level for a long time, he's seen a lot of different looks. And so getting him in out of the right plays, he's been doing that for a long time. But, I mean, just the utmost respect for him.
Just once again, a total, like, what are these guys smoking, these coaches and whatnot? I know you want to give the other guy some kind words or whatever. Stafford has played a long time. I watched his very first game in Detroit. I covered most of his career, okay? So I've watched him play. But to consider him as one of the greatest who has ever done it, this reminds me of these young kids who think Paul George is their GOAT. The Matthew Stafford is Paul George with a lucky championship that he was able to get, late in his career. None of the numbers or anything you talk about with Matthew Stafford add up. None of it. There's a reason he was called Stat Padford in Detroit. They were down 21-0. Prevent defense. They let you throw in front of them. You noticed, you watched it, and he piled up numbers and whatnot, and they lost, and they would lose all the time. And I'm just saying, those are the numbers that Stafford has. They weren't any. I don't know if Stafford played for real. I'm not sure he played 10 games that mattered in his entire career in Detroit. And I'm talking about the three playoff games and maybe a couple seasons, the first game of the year. You know what I mean? Where something was on the line. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not so sure he played 10 games in his career that mattered before he came to Los Angeles. Here's the issue I have in this long career. Always a Tier 2 quarterback, right? Only, I think, one time was he ever even considered a Tier 1 quarterback, and I can't dispute that. 2-time Pro Bowler. One time I know he was an alternate on the Pro Bowl. Has a losing record as a starter, 110, 114-1. In the playoffs, 5-5, and 1-5 outside of that Super Bowl run. You know what I mean? And let's not forget, the Rams went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff before he got there. They weren't like an also-ran or downtrodden organization, and the Messiah showed up and got him there. So none of this stuff makes any sense to me. I get it. You fall in love with the arm and some of the other attributes, which is fine to say that he can sling the football and he does a lot of things well or whatever. But one of the best who ever did it, I just think it's overblown. And people just toss around the idea of who's great. How could you even consider him one of the greatest who ever done it? He has a losing record, 2 Pro Bowls. I don't know. I'll ask you, Rob G. Can you look this up? Has he ever gotten 1 vote for MVP? I'm serious. In all these years he played in the National Football League, I don't think he's gotten actually 1 vote.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got maybe one of those years where he put up 4,500 cards.
But if I was a betting man right now, I'd say he's never gotten even 1 MVP.
That's possible.
So
Matthew Stafford is one of those guys that, again, we've talked about in other sports. Kyrie Irving. You mentioned Paul George, but I'll go Kyrie Irving. One-time champ, but because of circumstances, it's going to be hard to explain his full story. I'll give you another guy.
But at least Kyrie had like a big shot in a big moment. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, we know Kyrie is Kyrie, but it's going to be hard because you'll name so many other guys you'll put above him that if you didn't really see it, you'll be hard to explain. Check out our brand new YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody watching right now on YouTube. We see you. Appreciate you. The Odd Mob. That's right. We're simulcasting right now on YouTube. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/@OddCoupleFSR. Or if you've already are within YouTube, all you got to do is search Odd Couple FSR. Now be sure to subscribe, right? You can like it. You can share it. You can, thumbs up it. You can comment. You can be part of the Odd Mob. I think we got a really cool logo for it, too. I don't know. We might have to drop that on y'all soon.
Yeah. So, you know what? Elijah did a great job on it. I mean,
yeah. I don't know. Is it out there yet? Is it in the streets yet?
No. We haven't put it. We're going to put it on a T-shirt. And then people can buy T-shirts for $39.95. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's not going to be the price.
Yeah, I'm about to say $39.95 as long as me and you get the $19.95 of it and split that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
but check that. We're going to drop it, show you guys a new little logo that Elijah has done so you can be a part of the Odd Mob. So check out YouTube. We appreciate it. Shaun King on the way in a few minutes here. Right now, we're talking about
this early?
Yeah, Shaun King this early. Yeah. Give us 877-99 on Fox. Who you got? Who needs this game more? The big game of the weekend, even though both teams only have one win. Ravens and Chiefs. Who needs this win more? I say the Ravens need to win more. Rob says the Chiefs need it more. What say you? Who we got?
Ray in Seattle. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Ray?
Hey, gentlemen, how's it going? Thank you for having me on this funky flashback Friday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ray.
For me, yes, that's right. I'm with Rob on this one. It's got to be the Chiefs, man. I think the Ravens can come back from the division if they lose, because the Steelers, the Browns, and the Cincinnati Bengals, they're all going to be hurting by the middle of the year. They haven't even started playing their conferences yet. But with 3 games back against the Chargers and then the Denver, the way they're playing, you never know. I think Kansas City might be cooked.
Right. I think it's a big game. No doubt, Ray. Because of the division. More so than confidence-wise, Kelvin. You know what I mean?
Listen, I told you, the division, I hear you on that. I just think the Ravens' mentality, if they lose another one, you saw Derrick Henry fell out all over the bleachers. I mean, the bench. He couldn't even fall on the bench right. He was falling. He fumbling literally on the field and on the bench.
Dion in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dion?
Hey, happy Friday. Thanks for having me. 2 quick points, man. The Ravens, I think they needed a little bit more, and just for 2 quick reasons. One is Lamarr. You already said it before. He's 1-5 against Mahomes, and he also lost a handful of games also against.
Well, this
Josh
year
Allen.
he might not be playing.
Right. He may not play him in the playoffs, but I do think they are playoff bound.
But he might not. He might not play Mahomes. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
And he may not. He may play Josh Allen, but I do think this is a confidence booster whether he plays Josh Allen or Mahomes in the playoffs. And then number 2, the last time that Kansas City won the Super Bowl, they went on the road. If I'm not mistaken, they had a home game, and then they went to play Buffalo. They beat Buffalo on the road. Then they beat Lamarr on the road. So I don't think they ain't worried about the division. They would like to have it, but they don't need it.
It ain't that same team, though. I'm just telling you. And there's a chance that you might be in 3rd place there. It's just not the same.
There's a chance, but if they get in the playoffs, watch out. Thanks, guys.
I think that's easy to say. That people said that last year about the Super Bowl.
And they got to the Super Bowl.
No. You missing it. People said that last year that all they had to do is get to the Super Bowl, and I was like, no, they didn't play well all year, and they got blowed out in the Super Bowl.
They got blew out. However, they gave themselves a shot in the Super Bowl.
No. But that's the same thing all these damn NBA experts. Who are you afraid of out west? The Lakers got LeBron and Luka. I'll take them over anybody. If they get into the playoffs, they'll be fine. And guess what? They got blowed out in the first round.
They did get blowed out, but here's the difference.
Okay.
Here, Patrick Mahomes is 30 in his prime, with the most of some young guys around him in his prime, and he's got 3 rings, whereas LeBron only got 1. Luka ain't got none.
My point is that's not what people were saying. Just let them get in the playoffs. There's nobody in the West. Who would you rather have than those 2? And it was all BS.
That is not apples to apples to me, because the Chiefs have done this regularly. Go ahead.
Yeah, but at some point it's not the same. Rockefeller in Louisiana. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Rock?
Man, what's up, Rob and Kelvin? Man, look, happy Friday to y'all. I'm a long-time listener. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
I've been listening to you for a long time, watching you on TV, listening to y'all when you was pumping it with Chris Broussard. But let me tell you right now, I think both teams need the game bad. Both of them need it bad. The Ravens' defense is bad, and the Chiefs' offense is bad. So both teams are in desperation mode right now.
Right. If you had to pick one, though, Rockefeller, I agree. We both agree.
Yeah, we both agree on that.
So you say the Chiefs. Why? Is it about the division? Because the division is slipping away.
A little bit of both. The division is tough. Travis Kelce is old, and Mahomes don't have any weapons. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's tough on both sides, man. But, not to be long on the call, but like I said, man, I've been listening to y'all for a long time. I never got a chance to call. Thank God for y'all, and thank God for what y'all do, because radio around here in Louisiana is dead.
Wow, so man.
I always look forward to listening to y'all guys. And I met all of Rob Parker because, like I said, I've been a fan of his and Chris Broussard for a long time. So keep doing what y'all doing, man. I appreciate it. Y'all
Thank you, Rockefeller, man. You made my day, no doubt. And
we got to get back to New Orleans, man.
Hey, Steve's going to have some good baseball scores to get you caught up because we got action already. Yes, we do.
Hey, we got Shaun King on the other side right now. Steve DeSager and What's Trending. Hey, Steve.
Hey there, the regular season ends this Sunday in Major League Baseball. The Cubs did win today, 12-1 over St. Louis. It was 4-1 in the seventh. Cubs hit 4 home runs, including a grand slam by Seiya Suzuki. One of the late games tonight, San Diego hosting Arizona. If the Padres lose tonight, the Cubs clinch hosting next week's wild card series against San Diego. By the way, the best of 3 wild card series each begin on Tuesday with all the games at the better seeded team. Games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and if necessary, Thursday next week. As for the games in progress, they include the Mets leading 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning at Miami. Francisco Lindor, a leadoff home run. Pete Alonso with an RBI double. The Mets lead the Reds by 1 game for the final NL wild card. Arizona 2 back and needing help. I mentioned Arizona's at San Diego tonight. Cincinnati starts up at Milwaukee in a half an hour. The Reds do at least hold the tiebreaker over the Mets in case they finish tied after the weekend. The Brewers did clinch already a division title. They can clinch the 1 seed in the National League with a win, or with a Phillies loss. The Phillies are ahead, though, 1-0 against Minnesota in the bottom of the third on a sac fly. Among the American League games tonight, we've got 2 divisions unsettled. The AL Central has Cleveland and Detroit tied for first. Cleveland has just given up a 3-run homer, down 4-0 in the bottom of the first inning as they host Texas tonight. As for the Detroit Tigers, they're scoreless after 1 at Boston. The Red Sox would clinch a postseason berth tonight with a win, or with a Houston loss. Houston is 1 game out of the final AL wildcard spot. They have one of the late games at the Angels. It's possible Houston misses the playoffs entirely. Tampa Bay has taken the lead at Toronto in the top of the second on back-to-back home runs in the second inning. Junior Caminero with his 45th home run of the season. And the Yankees got a 2-run shot first inning from Giancarlo Stanton and lead now in the top of the second 2-0 against the Orioles. And Baltimore's starter tonight is Trevor Rogers, 9-2. But the Yankees have won 5 in a row. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy will return to play Sunday after the toe injury. Washington QB Jaden Daniels still out with a bad knee, and wide receiver Terry McLaurin is out. But Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy returns this weekend after the dislocated shoulder. And in college football, Virginia has just scored. Extra point will make it 7-0 on 8th-ranked Florida State. About 5 minutes to go. First quarter, Europe leads the U.S. at the Ryder Cup 5.5 to 2.5 after the opening day matches on Long Island. Back to you.
And Cleveland just hit a 2-run home run, so they got back in this game. It was 4-0. I think it's 4-2 now. Wow, a lot of action happening. Thank you.
Whole lot of action. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Odd couple, Rob and Kelvin on a Funky Flashback Friday, and as we always are joined on Fridays, we got our man Shaun King, former NFL quarterback, Fox Sports Radio NFL analyst, real Shaun King on X. Yes, right, we're down with the King. What's up, Shaun?
What's up? What's up?
I almost didn't want you back on the show unless you could admit that Matthew Stafford's not the best quarterback in the league, but we won't even go there. I'll just leave you alone.
Yeah. Hey, Shaun, I had to hear about that for an hour. He was still, I'm trying to warm up my food. He started telling me at the microwave.
Well, I mean, outside of Rob putting a voodoo curse on it, field goal block units of about 10 teams all at once. The Rams went to Philly and outplayed.
Did they win or lose? Sports has a short menu.
Lost.
Okay, thank you.
They lost.
All right. Hey, well, we're going to move off of that. Let's go here. Who needs to win more? Is it Baltimore or is it the Chiefs? Who needs to win this game?
Baltimore. I mean, the Chiefs have excuses. I mean, they're without Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice for most of this. Baltimore, for the most part, is healthy. I mean, who are they missing? Isaiah Likely?
But what about the division? Like, seriously, I get what you're saying, Baltimore, but the division, the where Baltimore is in the AFC North, they have a chance to win that division. Who's in their way? Cleveland's bad. The Bengals don't have their quarterback, and the Steelers have a 40-year-old quarterback in the division. Could they still not win that division?
Well, I think they got more room for error, especially considering how the Chargers are playing. And even though
Denver, right.
Even Denver, Denver's lost a couple games late. So I think the Chiefs have less margin for error than the Ravens do, especially considering Joe Burrow is probably going to be out for the rest of the year. And Jake Browning definitely didn't do a lot to build any confidence in the game versus the Vikings.
Let me squeeze in this real quick. What about Russell Wilson? If would you go and make a call to get Russell Wilson if you're the Bengals and say, dude, we got a team, we got players, we can't give up on the season? Would you do that?
No, Russell's the third best quarterback on the Giants. Like, if you're going to go get one of the Giants QBs, I'd get Jameis.
And crab legs to be named later, right? No.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if we're being honest,
no, I'm asking you.
Off-season acquisition, like Russ in 2025. I know he blitzkrieg the Cowboys, but I anticipate a lot of quarterbacks are going to do that. I don't think Russ is an elite thrower of the football. Jameis is. If not for...
Yeah, but Jameis throws a ton of interceptions. That's why he can't be a starting quarterback. He'll throw you four, but he throws four interceptions. Come on.
If you put Jameis on that team with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Gesicki and Chase Brown...
I disagree. He's a turnover machine. That's why he's not a starter. He has so much talent. He gives up the ball too much. He just does.
He does.
Well, if you go back, and the results matter, but if you go back, Jameis is also one of the most unlucky quarterbacks we've ever seen. Like, Brock Purdy has more balls deflected that hit the grass than anybody I've ever seen. If Jameis throws a ball and it's not perfect, it gets picked. If it bounces off something, like, all of them fall in the hands of the defenders. Sometimes I think that will regress, and this will be a chance for him. People have written off Sam Darnold. Look at him. People have written off Daniel Jones. Look at him. I know it's early for both of those quarterbacks, but maybe Jameis is in that same ilk.
I don't know, Shaun. I feel like Jameis loves his role as a backup, eating W's with people, having other people. You can't eat another man W. Shaun, you can't eat another man W.
All I'm saying is, if I was a GM of the Bengals and I was going to call the Giants, it would be for Jameis Winston, not
I get it.
Wilson.
I think the ceiling is still higher. I get what you mean by that, even though he's more explosive at this point.
But
Let me go here.
He turns the ball over.
He does. Ain't nobody denying that. Let me ask you, just brought up Sam Darnold. I want to go to that game, but I don't want to talk about Sam Darnold. I want to talk about, who is Kyler Murray? You know the position, you coach the position, you played the position. Who is Kyler Murray after all this? I feel like he gets more of a pass than so many other young quarterbacks, give or take a year above his age or maybe a year older, who we would be criticizing or expecting more from, or we say the talent's there, but why aren't the W's stacking up? Kyler Murray kind of just gets to skate with nobody looking.
Well, it's interesting because, and shout out to the Bidwells, who always treated me great when I was there, the Cardinals are irrelevant. Like, the coverage of that particular brand is non-existent, so that's why Kyler gets a pass.
I don't disagree with you on that standpoint.
I think the lesson to be learned is, because we have a quarterback that's at a point in his career where his contract is up, if I don't think said quarterback, whether that be Kyler Murray or Tua, if I don't think I can win a championship with that quarterback, I'd rather not have one than give that quarterback a multi-year deal at a price point where we can't move on from him. And I think the Cardinals and the Dolphins are in the same spot. They gave those extensions at the going rate, and they now know, I think, inside of both organizations, that we can't win a championship with this guy, but they're stuck.
Yeah, it's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't sign the guy, then you wind up paying later, like the Cowboys wind up with Dak, paying him $60 million. Because they didn't sign him earlier. Because, Shaun, the longer you go, the more it's going to cost you. It doesn't matter whether you're good or not, like the asking price or what they decide they're going to pay you. I mean, that's the problem with they're paying the position rather than the player, correct?
100%. I agree with that totally. I'm just saying, if I'm an organization, I'd rather go a year or two trying to find a guy than to be stuck for 4 or 5 with a guy that I know we can't win with. That's all I was saying.
I agree. I just think that's where they are. I'm with you. Sometimes I would rather walk away than pay some of those guys. So let's talk about Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. And I'm not – Sam Darnold lost it for me when he had the 2 bad games at the end of the year, and I was totally in lockstep with Minnesota moving on from him. Where are you on Sam Darnold and his long range, not just playing well for some games, but can you win with him? Is he the guy?
I think he's a good regular season quarterback.
Okay.
He's got to prove that he can handle the pressure of the playoffs. I agree with you. I think it was a division game, the last game of the year.
Played the Lions. Remember that?
Yeah,
Terrible.
he was
and
awful.
they were in the red zone
playoffs.
4 times, and he couldn't. Remember, they couldn't score.
He was awful, so he's got to play his way out of that. But for Seattle, if they were going to get off of Geno Smith, he was the best available option for what they want to do, and so far, so good.
Well, let me go here real quick, Sean. The Eagles, Buccaneers, that should be a good game. You got the Buccaneers who are playing some good football. Baker comes back. The Eagles, obviously, as we know, reigning champs. But I want to start with the Eagles and A.J. Brown saying, give me more targets. We could be more explosive. We got some dogs on this team. On the other side, people say, hey, man, you're winning. Mind your business. Just keep playing football. Keep winning. Where do you come out on this? Are you more in line with A.J. Brown? Like, find a way to make this more explosive, or a win is a win is a win?
I think if you're going to allocate resources at the position like they have with the contract they gave A.J. and the contract they gave Devontae Smith, why then not use them? I think what A.J. showed in the Rams game, he doesn't have to be open to be great. I mean, he wasn't open on a lot of those catches, but he's a very good contested catch guy. He gets extremely frustrated. That's why he started reading books on the sideline. As accomplished as Jalen Hurts has been, he goes through these stretches where he just does not attempt to push the ball to his outside receivers. It's worked for Philly so far. I think Philly could be even better than they are.
Didn't he play really well in the second half, though? I mean, he had three touchdowns. I mean, I just don't. When you're winning,
I'm not
you. I'm just saying, like, that seems so selfish to me. It'd be one thing if you lost and you couldn't move the ball in the second half, you know what I mean, and you didn't use your weapons. But when you're winning, and that guy's, what is he, 17 or 18-0 in his last 18 games?
Look at it from this standpoint. We're happy with the success we've had, but as we get more experience and more time under our belt, we should also be evolving in a positive way. We should be getting better, right? We should be getting more consistent, utilizing all of our weapons week in and week out. So it's not a criticism. It's just something, if I'm Sirianni, I challenge the offense to continue to get better. They're more dynamic when they throw the ball outside because it opens up more space for Saquon and Jalen to run the ball.
Yeah, they do got to figure out a way to get Saquon going. I mean, right now,
Saquon's ride is over. It's all done.
Yeah, he ain't looking at anything. It's not that he's not talented still, but teams are locked in. All right, well, Sean,
I
Go
wouldn't say that.
ahead.
Teams are loading the box. They're saying we're going to take Saquon away and force Hurts to beat us. So we'll see how that works.
And yeah, that didn't work out in the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that.
Hey, Jalen is the defending Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl MVP. I will say this though before I go: shout out to all the bad quarterbacks that Shedeur talked about.
Yeah, including Shedeur, because he can't even get off the bench, and they have the worst rated quarterback in the league.
Hey, you know we're getting on that a little bit later in the show, Sean. Right. You can bet on that.
Thank you.
Sean, my man, appreciate you.
All right, fellas, have a good day.
No doubt. Have a good weekend. All right, player of the day, Shekel City on the way. Plus, something I believe fans shouldn't do in Dallas. Tell you what that is. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Speaking of hits, the Big Dumpy did it again, Rob Parker. I know you don't want to hear it.
What?
But my man is single-handedly
I don't have anything against
bankrupting MLBBro.com. All right, Cal Raleigh hit his 60th homer of the season last night for the Mariners. They play again tonight in about 40 minutes. Oh, God, it was so good when he did it. Oh, God. They clinched the AL West crown in the process. And now, according to Lamarr Mitchell, friend of the show, BetMGM, Cal Raleigh has officially surpassed Aaron Judge as the betting favorite.
Who was that? What, am I in the other?
The AL MVP award.
Was that me?
All rise for the big dumper.
He's going to win it. He is going to win it. Few reasons why, Rob. I know MLB bro ain't trying to hear it because you need to know. But dang it, this is why he's going to win. Number one, we know baseball is big on numbers, where baseball is big on history, and he keeps doing too many things. Number one, you start to look at these numbers. So he sets the most home runs for a primary catcher with 48.
You see, he used the word primary because he doesn't always catch. Primary. Okay, go ahead.
No, it wasn't for him. It's for everybody else.
No, I'm just going ahead.
Then,
primary.
He did that back in August. Then he went ahead and did the most home runs by a switch hitter, 55 of them. And then you will be like, all right, applaud, that's good enough. No, I'm going to go ahead and knock out the franchise record and 56. He did that. And you know what was funny? Yesterday, right as you and I were getting off the air, he hits one. Somebody screams in the building, hey, he hit one. And what do you say? Do you remember what you said yesterday?
What?
He said he's got to hit two to catch up with it. Yeah, that's why you laughing. You said he got to hit two to catch up with Judge, and you walked out the door feeling good about yourself. Well, he hit another one and said, what Aaron Judge can do, I can do better, and hit another one. And so, listen, he's got more home runs. He's doing something that you know how difficult it is to play catcher. You know how difficult it is to play that position, the abuse you take, the battle. He might need a few leaves. It's bad on your knees. It's bad on your joints. Got a stiff back. And again, he's also doing stuff you don't get metrics for. They don't give awards and stats for when you're talking about the way he's framing for his pitcher.
Oh, please. Now all of a sudden
now I'm on PFF.
Yeah,
let me get my PFF off.
Now his framing. Okay. Oh, okay. He's a top number one framer.
He is a top framer. Let me frame my point of view. So, no, I think because what he's doing for that team, by the way, clinching their division as well, on the night you hit 2 home runs, I think that kind of sealed the deal for him. It's going to be very close. You know, if it was boxing, it would be a 10-9. But I think he's going to edge him out again because what he's doing for that position, the number in which he's doing it, he might end the season with 60,
all you
62.
have is qualifiers for that position. It should just be that it's spectacular.
For what he's doing, he's got 60 home runs, period. Put a period next to it.
It should be just spectacular, period.
Period. If Miss Mary Mack was here, period. He's putting 60 home runs, probably going to end up with 62.
No, he has 60. Do not give him any extra.
What you mean? He still got 3 games.
Aaron Judge is going to hit 9 in the next 3 games.
Okay,
is that cool?
Down. See, settle down. Now you didn't get taken carried away. But he's going to win this thing. That sealed it to me. When Aaron Judge had a great game, we're sitting right here celebrating. He got 2, and then he said, hold on, bro. Hold my beer, and hit 2 more. We're talking about what he's doing defensively as well. And again, historically, great. Doing something we haven't seen from that position ever. And I just think those things are going to go in his favor. It's going to be very close. Aaron Judge is absolutely deserves of it. And that's what's happened over the last handful of years. You get guys where Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani deserved it. But Aaron Judge hit the 61, and so Aaron Judge deserved it. So they're doing things at historic rates, and both of them have been great. But I just think the big dumper, which out of the blue, all of a sudden his nickname is huge. And I think he's done enough to secure it again. When you look at the amount of home runs, the position he plays, setting franchise records, and doing it all at the sake of actually winning too, that's the key part as well. I think he just locked it up yesterday.
Totally disagree. If you look at Aaron Judge, WAR, OPS.
What is it good for?
Batting average, he's going to win a batting title where guys, the big dumpers at batting average is like 250. Mm-hmm. Aaron Judge is 3 in a league where 242 is the average batting average. Aaron Judge has a 322 batting average. He's going to win a batting title, which you don't see the power and to be able to hit for average, which is special. He hit over 50 home runs, only the 4th player in baseball history to hit 50 or more in 4 different seasons, okay? Mm-hmm. Only 3 other guys have done it. And they're all very special, all great Hall of Fame players, as Aaron Judge.
Fox Sports Radio, The Odd Couple. Rob, Parker, Kelvin Washington on a funky flashback Friday. Thank you to Shaun King, who just joined us moments ago. By the way, achy knees, stiff back, joints not cooperating. Some days your body is like, nope. And on those days, luckily there is Aleve, and with just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Please use as directed. It's time now for your Tire Rack Play of the Day.
Michael Dixon puts it down. Jason Myers, the kick is on the way, and the kick is up, and the kick is good, and the Seahawks win the game. They beat NFC West foe, the Arizona Cardinals, on the final play of the game.
Man, I tell you what, this new kicking thing, this kickoff is really jacking some teams up. We've already had 3 things happen, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. That is, of course, your Tire Rack Play of the Day. And it's brought to you by Tire Rack. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires, how, what, and where they drive, ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, it is the way tire buying should be. Now, it's time for Shekel City.
Welcome to Shekel City, the home base for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
I want you to remember the other day I was 3-0. Okay, remember that.
Yeah.
All right, I forgot what I was yesterday, but it wasn't 3-0.
1-2, 0-3.
Okay. It was 0-3.
Okay. Alex, hit the music.
Now I'm 23-25. Sorry about that.
You know, I'm not mad at you, though. You've had a nice about a week or so.
I was able to get back there, and I'm only 2 games
you've been fighting back. You've been fighting back like somebody's hairline. You're fighting back to get back in this thing.
Hey, see where mine is? It's still here, man. I'm hanging in.
Oh, you listen. You've done good for yourself.
I'm happy.
I think I'm good. At the age I am at this point, I think I made it. I made it.
Right. All right, here we go. Boston plus 1.5 runs playing the Tigers in Boston. Yankees minus 1.5 hosting the Orioles. And the Cincinnati Reds plus 1.5 taking on the Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee. So again, Cincinnati plus 1.5. The Yankees minus 1.5 and Boston plus 1.5. And remember, Kelvin, I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I bet on.
All right, there you have it. We'll see how you do. We'll check back in on Monday. Man, you know, we got one of the games that we thought would be a little bit bigger. We had a little bit more hopes for it, but it's not quite the biggest one right now. You got the Packers. They'll be in town taking on the Cowboys. And that's obviously the return of Micah to Dallas. What can we expect?
Turn off your Micah.
Turn off your Micah, which is, by the way, has it been turned off? I ain't heard nothing from him. So I'm assuming he might have turned it off.
He stopped the podcast. Right?
Yeah, he said he's going to, focus on football and lock in. And so far, so good for him.
Pause.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming. Pause. It's coming back. He definitely ain't shutting it down.
Alex, pause. Oh.
Yeah, pause that. But I was thinking, Rob, if I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm going to boo Micah after the first, I'm going to boo him because he's on the opposing team. But I'm not going to do the ceremonial, and starting at outside linebacker, Micah Parsons, boo, because the real boos, I think, in Dallas at some point, they got to start projecting them boos at Jerry Jones.
Nah, you couldn't be more wrong on this one.
And I know it's hard. And I know, but too many fans.
Traded. He has to be traded. Why would you boo Jerry Jones?
Why do you have this selective memory?
What?
He said he wanted to be there.
No, he did not.
That's what he said.
Rob G, did he not?
We talked about it. He said, I wanted to be a Cowboy for months.
That was after, and then he went in, and his people went to Jerry and them and said that he wanted to be traded. And that's
Rob G, we used to have conversations about him coming out saying it before he talked to his agent. We like, dude, don't say that publicly. I want to be a Cowboy for life. I don't even care about money.
Go Google when he asked for the trade. There's a story. Rob G, am I missing this?
I think you're both right. You just got different viewpoints of when you're drawing the line of demarcation.
But at some point, he asked to be traded. Is all
Jerry, I hear you, and I believe it's after he felt like he was being wrong.
But
His agent was being called out.
Once you asked to be traded, dude, what you asked me to trade you?
But this is after your owner has bumbled and fumbled something multiple times. He continues to blunder things, and so at some point, like
Jerry
you had
used to
everybody
always
in
give
Detroit
everybody
mad
money.
at Matt Millen. Right, money too late, money too early, not going after people like Derrick Henry. At some point, you got to Matt Millen this thing, put a little ire on him, dang it. You go for him to protest.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham! We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all, so I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
The Mets scored 2 runs in the first at Miami tonight, including a leadoff home run from Francisco Lindor. Mets still up 2-0 over the Marlins, bottom of the third. Also in the National League, the Cubs won today over St. Louis, 12-1. Cincinnati at Milwaukee about to start. One of the late games tonight will have San Diego hosting Arizona. Cleveland and Detroit are tied for first in the AL Central as the regular season ends this Sunday. Cleveland's losing at home, 4-2 to Texas in the top of the third. Tigers are scoreless in the fourth at Boston. The Red Sox can clinch a postseason berth with a win tonight or with a Houston loss. Houston's at the Angels later. Orioles lead at Yankee Stadium 3-2 over New York. Rays tied 2-2 at the Blue Jays in the bottom of the third. Phillies now up 2-0 on the Twins in the bottom of the fifth inning. Florida State and Virginia going in college football.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 2 on this funky flashback Friday. Did Aaron Judge just hit a 2-run home run, or did I miss that? What happened?
I didn't see it if that's the case.
He's walking around and it's 4. It was 3-2 Baltimore. It's 4-2 Yankees. I did not watch. Rob G, do you know? Did you see or you did not see?
I do not watch Yankee games either, Rob.
Okay. I'm doing a radio show. I'm not watching the game. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
right.
You do a radio show as long as Aaron Judge ain't up. Oh, it's Cody Bellinger. Never mind.
It's Cody's up now. All right, it is the Odd Couple on a funky flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. And be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel. That's right. You know we're broadcasting right now, simulcasting. Just go to youtube.com/@OddCoupleFSR. It was a 2-run home run by Aaron Judge. Unbelievable. Batting .331.
That's what we talked about. This final few days is going to be crazy. It could be that race.
I'm with you. If he has a big weekend, right? And Cal doesn't, you know what I mean? It could change the way you look at it.
This is going to be one of those ones. People, I remember that summer of, well, now we're in the fall, but you know what I mean? That season where it was that close. Came down to the last Sunday.
No doubt. So just search Odd Couple on YouTube and subscribe. This isn't just a game. It's once-in-a-lifetime event. That's right. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Come be a part of the legacy that never stops. Be there when history is made, the Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com. It used to be great to go to the Harlem Globetrotters in the day, right? Yeah.
I don't know if kids really understand how fun it used to be.
Yeah, and I'm
they
sure
were like
it's still
the
fun,
first and one.
Yeah.
They were the first and one, man. You know, so these kids, like my daughters, man, I have to take them because they'll be blown away. Like they'll see tricks they've never seen in games and fun, and so it's one of those things that's still alive 100 years later. It's awesome to see.
It really, really is. And Rob G, I almost blew a gasket last night because this is what I talk about all the time, Kelvin. I'm not against athletes being on. Okay, I'm not. People say, "Oh, you just yelling at their podcast." No. The problem I have is that they have skin in the game. And more than us, Kelvin, who haven't played, it's personal. It's always personal. When they're ripping on each other, right? When Shady McCoy called Dak Prescott ass on national television. Or like some of these Cam Newton, when his hat's not too tight and he's telling because he didn't win a Super Bowl or because he didn't have this or that. It just sounds personal. And last night, the personal attacks against Russell Wilson were just crazy to me. And we do have the sound, so let's hear that first.
Okay.
Tony Gonzalez first, and then Richard Sherman Payne. Talking about Russell. No, not talking about Russell Wilson. Trashing him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we've seen the last of Russell Wilson?
Honestly, I hope we have. And I say that because I just looking at him and his career, his legacy, like you talked about, if ever there was somebody who played himself out of a Hall of Fame, it's Russell Wilson.
Really?
And I say that because look at what's happened ever since he left Seattle. When he was in Seattle, he was the man. He was making these good plays. He won a Super Bowl, went to 2 of them. But as soon as he left there, he went to Denver, signed that big old deal. They paid him $39 million to leave. He goes to Pittsburgh, plays there 1 year. He's out of there. Now he goes here and has 3 games. I just don't know if it's going to get any better, and I don't want to see him on a sideline holding a clipboard.
I think you got to judge his career off when the Legion of Boom was there. He had a legendary defense, an all-time defense, and how much success he had. And then without that legendary defense, the success he had. Without that legendary defense, he's been 4-11, 7-8, 0-3 to start with the Giants. He was a winning football player in Seattle, and people said, hey, winning is football player, all this good stuff, all these accolades, and now you get to go on your own and you get to prove, hey, I'm this great quarterback. I'm this guy that's going to be dominant, and it just hasn't worked out that way.
Before we get to our takes, Kelvin, Rob G will give you the facts that were, of course, not addressed when they were talking about his stats and when the Legion of Boom had gone and he couldn't play and he was terrible and all that. Mm-hmm. Okay, Rob G, let's get some facts. Everybody's sitting around that desk cashing those checks, but nobody will push back. Nobody will challenge any of the stuff that's being tossed around as fact, and none of it is fact.
Yeah, so Sherm made a point that, hey, he was only great with the Legion of Boom, and then he pointed out the last 3.5 years where the record has been dismal, right? Let's be quite honest with you. It was bad. Yeah. What he neglected to mention, well, there's a whole middle ground in Seattle.
I thought that immediately.
Between after the Legion of Boom had disintegrated and before he left to go to Denver.
Yes.
During that time, Russell Wilson with the Seahawks, 10-6, 11-5, 12-4, and then ended badly 6-8.
Kelvin, but right there, those 3 seasons there.
Yep.
But Richard Sherman is telling you as fact that he was garbage once the Legion of Boom was done. It's not true.
Richard Sherman.
Just say it, Richard. I can't stand Russell Wilson, and I'm going to sit here and give you a bold-faced lie on national streaming television, and there are no facts to it, and I'll just say it as gospel, and people at home are watching, and they'll think these are all true. Why? Why couldn't somebody stand up and say, Richard, your numbers are fugazi, they're fraudulent, they're terrible, they don't add up? What about that 12-4 season? What about that 11-win season without the Legion of Boom? That's why we need journalists on the set with these gone crazy former athletes who are jaded and jealous and give you misinformation, and all they care about is their personal vendettas against other athletes. It's pathetic. It's sickening. It's hard to stomach and watch.
Yeah, you're on your campaign trail right there, brother. Hey, I almost voted for Parker. Vote Parker. Rob Sterling Jr. This is where you're not wrong. 33-15 without the Legion of Boom. So Richard, if you want to have the conversation, we can have the conversation, because I don't think Russell Wilson is a shoo-in to the Hall of Fame. I'm totally open to the conversation. However, he ignored basically half a run with y'all, half a run without y'all, and he was good both runs. So Richard Sherman was tripping on that. Now, I heard Tony Gonzalez sounded more almost like a love and a care, saying, I don't want to picture you as clipboard guy. I want to think of you as, how I thought of you in Seattle, because it's been rough the last handful of seasons. So I'm with you on Richard Sherman, and it's clearly personal for him.
Just say
it's clearly personal for Marshawn Lynch.
Right.
It's clearly personal for a handful of other guys from those Seattle teams. It's clearly personal for Sean Payton. It might be personal for the Steelers. We know it's personal for the I forgot the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach. I know they had it out last year. So there is something about Russell Wilson that's rubbing people the wrong way everywhere he goes. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, maybe he has a good life that they don't like.
He's asking people for his own office. He's asking guys to schedule time to talk to me.
Brett Favre had his own locker room with the Jets. Nobody ever talks about that. He didn't even dress with his teammates.
Well, I mean, that might not be the guy to be trying to talk. You know, he wasn't an example of being a great citizen.
But you get my point, though.
Yeah, but that's what honestly does worry me, like with Russell Wilson. So I'm gonna jump off on a different part. So I'm with you on a personal, as clear as day with Richard Sherman. It screamed personal. It screamed I don't like the dude because there was no facts to it. But I am open to the conversation of guys who are not shoo-ins still having a chance to gain or lose a spot in the Hall of Fame. Matthew Stafford ain't a shoo-in. He can gain if he messes around and win another Super Bowl this year, next year. That might be the cementing point for him to get in, right? But you're teetering. When you're Russell Wilson, you were right there. You were at the club, hanging out in the entrance, seeing all the ladies in the club, but you ain't fully in yet. And now the bouncers can come and bounce you up out of there when you have a run of 4 or 5 bad seasons.
Yeah, but
getting kicked out of teams.
I hear that. But when you make it as if he never played any good except for when he had a great defense, that's where I just have the issue.
And I'm with you on that. That's because he became, me
that.
and Rob G, and you have talked about this before on and off the air. He might be one of the greatest deep ball passers in the last 20, 25 years. Like, he's had some success. But here's a couple of things where I would get concerned if I was Russell Wilson, his agent, his wife, or friend or brother, anybody around his camp who were like, hey, you're a Hall of Famer. The concern is how the last 5 years have gone. Different teams getting kicked out of those teams, so much so they want to pay you to leave. That's bad. Then you get to Pittsburgh, supposed to be the savior. It looks good for a handful of games, and it looks awful. Then you go to Giants where they don't even want to start Dart yet. They want you to take the thing. That goes horrible. Now 3 games, and he's starting. And when you think of him in the Super Bowl, here's a really bad one. Because Eli Manning is not a Hall of Fame talent to me, but I understand because he has the Super Bowls and he has Super Bowl moments. It's the opposite for Russell Wilson. When you think of him in the Super Bowl, you think of one of the worst calls in the history of sports. And that was not giving the ball to Beast Mode, who had gotten you all the way down the field, got you to the daggone, 2-yard line. The Patriots want to let you in so they can have a little bit of time to score. And you say, nah, we're going to pass this. And they turn it over, get the interception, lose the game. The worst call in the history of sports. And unfortunately, that's our Super Bowl memory. So thinking of that, thinking of the last 5 years, how it's gone for him, he may have played himself out the Hall of Fame. If he was just mediocre, like Eli was the last 5 years. I don't think Eli should get in, but I can see where people might because of the Super Bowls. He just was at least mediocre and just kind of wrote it out being, Russell has been bad, and that's what hurt him. Because I'm looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of bad and a bad Super Bowl call and bad, PR, if you will, over the last handful of years, sans for Sierra. I just see how he could play him out. And again, there are teetering guys. Matthew Stafford's teetering. Another Super Bowl, great. A bad 2 seasons or 2, he may never get in. There's guys, I think, who can play themselves in because Peyton, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, those guys can go to other teams and it can be not the great answer. They were shoo-ins, like way all up in the club. They had VIP section, velvet ropes, bottle of 1942.
When you win MVPs, it's a different conversation. You got to remember that. Like guys who
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Those guys are so far in. Peyton can have a horrible neck, have a bad season or 2. It doesn't matter. He all up in the club. He's standing on the club with his feet, ruining the couches. That's how deep in the club he is. It don't matter how bad it go. And Russell, to me, and it's more of a broader conversation of you can play your way out.
But you can't
you can't let your personal bias affect your broadcasting. And that's what Richard Sherman does time and time again.
You can't fudge the numbers.
33-15 without Joe Butt is still really good. Mind you, a handful of Pro Bowls too.
And that's what I'm talking about. You can't keep doing that. Come on, man. Like be fair. Or just say, you know what? I'm going to take myself out of this conversation because I hate this guy.
That's actually real.
And I can't be real with it, and I can't be honest with you. I just don't understand it. And again, this is my argument about having people on the set who can check some of these guys and fact check them and hold them to a standard that you just can't say anything and make it as gospel. Seriously, and that's the problem I have.
Yeah, Richard to be a teammate is giving Scottie Pippen and Isaiah Thomas. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever went on, he really don't like Buddy. Like, for real. I mean, because you could have went on and said, yeah, he's just been playing bad the last handful of years.
Yeah,
but to act like
it's well documented that they hate each other.
And my last point here, too, real quick, to go back at Richard Sherman real quick. I don't like when people try to call and single somebody out because, he had the Legion of Boom. Dog, most teams who won or were successful for a great 4, 5, 6 years had a bunch of something. Those Dallas Cowboys teams in the 90s, offense was crazy. Defense has Hall of Famers all around. They were crazy. Go look at those late 80s, early 90s San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
You look at those 70s Steelers. Like, dude, there's a reason why teams were good for, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. They had a bunch of good players. So the idea that he played with a really good defense, I don't like that because Magic Johnson teams were loaded. Bird's teams were loaded. Shaq, Kobe had some guys on the team. The Heatles Curry had KD and Clay. Teams who win for a while got a bunch of dudes.
No doubt. All right, 877-99 on Fox. And John Carlos Stanton also hit a home run, another home run.
Dang, that's 2 for him?
Yeah, he's got 2 tonight. 6-3 Yankees over the Orioles. They're trying to win the AL East. Last time I saw Toronto, we'll get caught up with Steve at the bottom of the hour, it was 2-2 in Toronto in that game. So there's a lot going on. Cleveland's losing 4-2. And the Tigers and Red Sox, I think that's still scoreless. I think that's still scoreless in Boston. So a lot going on there. All right, did Tony Gonzalez and Richard Sherman's attack on Russell Wilson feel personal to you? And do you think the last 3 years removed Russ from the Hall of Fame as far as consideration? We'll continue that conversation next with you. It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay. And I need water from my lungs.
Oh, get some. America and the US of A.
Thank you.
No, C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans, you guys talked about it last week. It got even worse after this past Sunday. They have the worst scoring offense in the NFL. They have not reached the 20-point plateau in 7 of their last 9 contests. That's the worst mark in football. And when C.J. Stroud was asked about what's going on with the team, how do you stay focused moving forward here in the week 4, he's like, hey, we just got to keep the faith, and adds, we're real close.
CJ, I got news for CJ. I'm a man of faith as well, but CJ, even God would admit that 12 points a game ain't enough in the National Football League. So it's good to have faith, but it's better to score touchdowns in big moments, and that's what they haven't done. Don't you blaspheme in here talking about faith and football, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing about that. Is it only faith, or you're a man believing in faith when you win, or it's your team? What about the other team? Nobody on the other team has faith in the man upstairs and is praying that that the ball bounces their way. I always wonder about that.
I'm going to tell you what it's called. You know what it's called?
What is it?
It's called favor ain't fair, okay? God loves me more than he loves you, okay?
Is that what it is? Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure it out.
That's what it is. Hey, let me tell CJ something. As a man of faith believer, faith without works is dead. You know what? Dang it. Texans, you got to put some more work in. Okay, you got to figure out a way to keep the offensive line, keep it from the defensive line of the opposing team out your backfield. C.J. Stroud, you got to calm your feet. He got a lot of pity patter going on. Pity patter, freaking out, throwing passes off balance. His footwork isn't where it's supposed to be. His receivers aren't getting open. They've got a lot of work. And you know who they need to, speaking and staying in the biblical, in a religious sense, in the spiritual realm, they need to give some praise to the defense. That keeps them in game for the last 2 years now, Rob. Year and 3
Remember,
games.
they were supposed to go to the Super Bowl.
Yes. Last season, so many games, their defense kept them around, kept them in it. You'd be watching the first quarter and a half, 2 quarters, like, how are they in this game? Because the defense, here, got the ball. Come on, CJ. Here,
if you remember
got the ball. Come on.
that Lions game, remember they
Lions
got
gave 22 turnovers.
5 interceptions, and they lost that game because they couldn't score.
Because you couldn't score. So I'm saying, CJ, I still think there's a lot of talent there, but y'all got to find out a better scheme, better way to get the ball out quicker, because every time I watch a Texans game or a highlight, CJ Stroud is either running for his life or you can tell he's surprised he's not, and his throws are off. And just in that Lions game, remember they got in the red zone a couple of times. They couldn't get it done. He was overthrowing guys, underthrowing guys. So C.J. Stroud, I'm with him on keeping the faith on a series. No, I'm with that. I get that.
I understand.
Yeah, like
I'm being tongue in cheek here,
but early to throw the season in. I get what he's saying. It was 3 games,
right.
but
there's more that goes with that than just saying I got faith. The work has to be put in. This is not like you just said. Rob G talked about it. 7 of their last 9 games. This is not just like this year and a couple games and you're poo-pooing because last year you were really good. No, that's not what this is. It's really bad. And it has been for some time now. And I don't know what it is. People crowned C.J. Stroud after his first year. I mean, if you remember that. And we know how football works in sports. Rob, do you have some bad numbers, though, don't you?
Yeah, it's really bad. Now, I mentioned that the scoring rate is bad. They're 30th in the NFL in offensive EPA, which is we dissed analytics, but that is a real stat that they used. It's not a PFF, like a interpreted thing. This is actual numbers. 30th in the NFL. They're just the second team since 2000 to start the year 0-3 without allowing more than 20 points any single game.
Think about what you just said. What you just said. That's an unbelievable number right there.
Defense keeps getting them the ball. Here. Come on, please.
And then here's the last one. C.J. Stroud, again, everybody's new hotness 2 years ago. You mentioned it last week, Rob. His passing yards, his rookie season was 274 a game. Now he's under 200. Passer rating was about 101 his rookie year. Now he's down to 77.
77?
Look at this.
He's currently on pace for 11 touchdowns and 17 interceptions on the season.
Yeah. And if you look back, 23 touchdowns and 5 interceptions his first year. Everybody's loving him. The next year, 20-12. You're like, okay, some guys were off. Patrick Mahomes was a little off. Aaron Rodgers had more interceptions than he normally does. All right, everybody has a year or something. Now, this year, 3 games in, Rob, he only has 2 touchdowns. Beat it so hard. Fox Sports Radio, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. We are the odd couple on a funky flashback Friday. Shout out to DJ Alley Alex. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday. We got Qadry Ismail getting ready to join us in about 5-6 minutes or so. Talk some, of course, Super Bowl champion, co-host of the Purple pre- and post-game show on WJZ-TV in Baltimore. We're talking about the big game between the Chiefs and Baltimore. So that should be a good one. We'll do that in just a little bit. Right now, don't forget business
How did I
fluctuations.
cover him in high school? Isn't that crazy?
You did?
Yeah, I did. Him and his
I'm
brother.
trying to think. Where was he at? Where are they
in
from again?
Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I covered him in high school.
That is fun. Yeah, so that's actually, you've seen it all from him and his
Yep.
brother probably. Business fluctuations make running your manufacturing business complex, but staffing your business doesn't have to be. Let Express Employment Professionals provide the workforce you need. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you. That's expresspros.com. Also, this is not just a game. It's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Come be a part of the legacy that never stops. Be there when history is made. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com. All right, Rob, 877-99 on Fox. Taking a few calls. Richard Sherman had some things to say, as always, when it comes to Russell Wilson. And Tony Gonzalez got in on it as well. Did Russell Wilson play himself out of the Hall of Fame? Is it possible? Is it too personal from Richard Sherman? What are your thoughts? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
All right, let's start with Maurice in Virginia. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mo?
Oh, what's up? What's up, Rob and Kelvin? Sherman doesn't know what he's talking about. He didn't play himself. Well, maybe he did. But he had a better career than everyone from that legendary defense except for Bobby Wagner. That's the only player.
It's a good point.
Yeah, he's had a great career. He's had some bad years, but it's way more good than it is bad. And in particular, he's a better quarterback than Rob's guy, Eli Manning. So
he wasn't. Here's the part, Maurice. That if somebody with any kind of information, knowledge, sitting at that desk could have said, "Hey, Richard, that's weird because he was a 9-time Pro Bowler with Seattle. He went to Pro Bowl 9 times." Richard Sherman said if it wasn't for a couple of years with the Legion of Boom, that he wouldn't be any good. Thanks, Maurice. Rob G, jump in real quick.
It's even worse than that, guys. This stat will blow your mind.
Kelvin,
now,
even though 9-time Pro Bowler.
Richard, it's too personal. He's blinded by how personal it is.
Now, Dub, I think, is on the side of where Russ is probably not a Hall of Famer, and that's fine. You can believe that's totally fair. But I think even you would agree. Russell Wilson, being one of only 7 quarterbacks in NFL history with 10-plus Pro Bowls and a Super Bowl win, and the other 6 guys, 3 are already in the Hall of Fame, Unitas, Peyton, Favre. The other 3 are going to get in, Brady, Rodgers, Breeze. So to say, he was an also-ran, he was along for the ride, is just so wildly disrespectful.
And that's the part, Kelvin. You could have your beliefs or whatever.
Right.
But you can't discount his entire career because you have a personal vendetta or something. Andre in Massachusetts, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, Richard Sherman, Tony Gonzalez, there's clearly water under the bridge there, and they frankly tell on themselves by going overboard in their analysis. Now, look, is Russell Wilson, he's down on one knee, you know what I mean? He's having a tough time. But by you piling on, that puts a bright light on why are you taking it to this extent. And the bottom line is this. We don't remember the descent at the end of a Hall of Fame level player's career. We don't remember that about Johnny Unitas. We don't remember that about Joe Namath. You pick the player. It's tough to leave the arena when you've been the guy. So most people do stay too long. But in the annals of time, in the scope of history, you generally refer back to the glory days when they were at their pinnacle. And that outweighs the stuff at the end, and they end up getting in to these Hall of Fames and having these lifetime achievements. So, Rob, to your point, you have to be objective, okay? And you show that you're not when you take shots unnecessarily. You can just let the proof speak for itself, and then tell the story rather you having to pile on. Thanks for taking the call.
No problem.
Appreciate
if you got
Dre.
some numbers and stats to break up your point, then if he would have said Russell Wilson, right? Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
That he failed to make the Pro Bowl the next 4 years, and he had a losing record. But they got to be accurate. He threw out these numbers, none of them added up to anything.
He made it like he completely fell off the
face of the earth.
map, and that was not the case. He's fallen off the map now, but he did not fall off the map the handful of years after them. Essentially, like I said, it's split in half. Half was great with him, half was really good without him.
But they made it like he was nothing once the defense left, and that's not true.
As we mentioned, Qadry Ismail getting ready to join us here on the other side of trending. Steven Sager is going to get you set. Hey, Steve.
Hey there, let's start with Major League Baseball. The regular season ends this Sunday. Philadelphia Phillies had Aaron Nola on the mound tonight, ERA of almost 6.5 this year. He had a perfect game until 2 outs in the 6th. Philly is now up 3-1 on the Twins in the top of the 7th. The Cubs already won today, 12-1 over St. Louis, and the Cubs activated star outfielder Kyle Tucker. He missed nearly 4 weeks with a calf injury. He had a walk and 2 runs scored today. San Diego will be hosting Arizona in one of the late games in about an hour. If the Padres lose tonight, the Cubs clinch hosting next week's wild card series against San Diego. Cincinnati at Milwaukee, scoreless in the top of the 2nd. We've got the Mets in action and up 2-0 still at Miami in the bottom of the 5th. Francisco Lindor, a leadoff homer tonight. The Mets lead the Reds by 1 game for the final NL wild card. Arizona 2 back and needing help. The Yankees at home are leading 6-3 over Baltimore in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 two-run homers from Giancarlo Stanton and a 2-run shot from Aaron Judge, his 52nd of the year. The Yankees and Blue Jays are tied for first place in the AL East. The Blue Jays are home to finish out the schedule this weekend against Tampa, and the Blue Jays and Rays are tied 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. In the AL Central, a tie for first with Cleveland and Detroit. Detroit is winning tonight, 3-1 at Boston in the top of the 5th. Cleveland losing at home. Texas got 4 in the 1st. Rangers up 4-2 at Cleveland in the top of the 5th inning. The Red Sox, by the way, I mentioned them. They can clinch a postseason berth with a win or a Houston loss tonight. Houston has one of those late games later, playing at the Angels. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy will return to play Sunday after a toe injury. Washington QB Jaden Daniels is still out with a sprained knee, and wide receiver Terry McLaurin is out this weekend with a quad injury. Jets quarterback Justin Fields practiced fully again after a concussion. Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy returns Sunday after a dislocated shoulder. In college football, 8th-ranked Florida State was down 14-0 at Virginia second quarter. Seminoles now lead 21-14 at Virginia with 2.5 minutes to go till halftime. There is a game on Fox TV in a half an hour. Number 24 TCU at Arizona State. Europe leads the U.S. at the Ryder Cup 5.5 to 2.5 after the opening day matches on Long Island. Back to you.
All right, Steve. Appreciate you as always. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a funky Flashback Fridays. Hey, if you got achy knees, if you got stiff back, but sometimes those joints are not cooperating. On those days when your body is like, nope, thankfully, there is Aleve. And with just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep it moving. Use
that never gets old. I don't care what anybody says.
Never gets. It just shows how juvenile we are, by the way. And we got a guest, Alex. Can't be letting our guests know how we act.
And I'll say this, too. The Marlins just tied the Mets. It's 2-2 now down in Miami.
It's just too much going on with baseball. Literally, you're going to have to keep me abreast. Okay. I can't keep up with all of it right now. We are joined, as I mentioned a moment ago, by Qadry Ismail. He is a Super Bowl champion. He is a co-host of the Purple pre- and post-game show on WJZ-TV in Baltimore. And he is, of course, joining the Odd Couple now. Qadry, what's up, brother?
What's happening?
Gentlemen, what's going on with ya?
I'm just going to know, have you fumbled the football lately and cost your team any games? I'm just asking for a friend.
Well, I'm just saying, when you got Hall of Fame credentials, you recognize that bad things might happen, but you get a chance to bounce back, and hopefully we get a bounce back.
Yeah, well, let's stay there for a second. Bounce back is going to be tough against the Chiefs, where we know Lamar Jackson currently is sitting at 1-5, including the playoffs, against them, against specifically Patrick Mahomes. One of the things we talked about earlier was who needed the game most. I said the Ravens needed the most because I felt like the team could start to crack, start to fold, start pointing fingers at each other. Rob said the Chiefs because a great point. He said, looking at the division, where are you on that, and just what does it take for Lamar Jackson and team to win?
Well, I think with the Ravens going into the year, everyone was saying they had this roster that was the best roster in the NFL, and let them punch their ticket to San Francisco and play the Super Bowl before the season even starts. So I think if you get off to a 1-3 start, and depending upon what metrics you use to calculate the percentages of teams in NFL history to have made the playoffs with a 1-3 record, I don't care what percentage you would say, it would be bleak and almost hardly improbable that you would be able to accomplish said task. So I would say the Ravens, since they had so much of a head start over the rest of the league by just having the roster on a piece of paper alone. So with that, I think the Ravens going into Arrowhead, they have to come away with a victory or Armageddon is going to happen here in Baltimore.
See, here's why I disagree. Because the division is there for the taking, even if they were to lose. Joe Burrow's hurt. The Browns aren't good. Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old, and while they're off to a good start, he could break down at any point. Like, who scares you in that division? And I'm not saying they don't want to win, but I don't think the season's over in that division if they lose and become 1-3.
John Harbaugh, since winning the Super Bowl, is 4-7. So my retort to your retort, on top of their retorting, is this: that 4-7 and having a team that was supposed to be Super Bowl or bust, that's a problem. Because if you do run through your AFC North division, and yes, you made the correct assumptions and assessments of each team. Number one, you still got to play them, and there's no given win.
No, I get that.
No doubt. But if you look at it, Rob, you're looking at a team that has struggled in the playoffs, even in the Lamar Jackson era. So it is going to put in focus: can you win? Basically, if you're 1-3, and if you get into the playoffs, I mean, you're looking at you're going to be a wild card team to begin with, and you're going to go up against those teams that you had L's against.
Yeah,
so,
but they were winning all the games and winning the division and all that. They haven't been able to get there off of that. I've seen the Green Bay Packers as a 6 seed win. I've seen the Giants as a 6 seed win twice. Like, maybe it's a different path, and maybe it's not great to be the the top dog, and you have to fight your way and build to it. That's all I'm saying, is there's a different way. When they seem to be the top dog and at the top of it, it just hasn't worked out for them.
So I like that glass half full approach. I mean, I'm a glass half full person, and I think that for Baltimore, it seems that when everyone is against them, they seem to rise up and they answer the call. With that said, John Harbaugh is still 4-7, so I am curious to see what changes and how his coaching staff can handle the set adjustments that are needed to get his team to play well enough, especially if they do make the playoffs.
Qadry Ismail, my guest right now on The Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Funky Flashback Friday. You know what's funny, Qadry, is the game of the week is the one we're talking about, with two teams who've only won one game each. But there's another game that if I told you it 4 weeks ago, you would have thought it wouldn't be sexy. But it kind of is now. That's the Colts at the Rams. 3-0 Colts, 2-1 Rams. Colts playing very well. Steichen's got the best version of Danny Dimes we've ever seen. What do you make of the Colts right now? Are they a real team, or is this just gonna the cards are gonna fall and fumble here soon?
Well, I'm hoping Daniel Jones is the real deal. I think Shane Steichen is hoping that he's the real deal and he believes in him. I think one thing we know with him is that this offense seems to fit him. I think that he probably learned an awful lot sitting back and watching how things operated in Minnesota before he got his opportunity there in Indy. Their defense is strong and stout enough, and so why not? Why not be that team? I think if the Rams look at it, they're sitting there feeling pretty confident that all they got to do is figure out how not to give up 2 blocked field goals. So special teams is really what's hurting them more than anything. Both teams have skills to make explosive plays. It's the team that has the determination to not make a mistake. That's going to be the team that ultimately gets the victory.
No doubt. I wanted to ask you about who's the other quarterback we were just talking about? Sam Darnold. Darnold on the flip side, who I was all for not re-signing the Vikings after he lost those 2 games, big games at the end of last year. Where are you on Sam Darnold and his resurgence or his play so far in Seattle?
I think one thing with Sam Darnold, it's the fact that he doesn't have to make the spectacular play, and it's more along the lines of, hey, I got some talented receivers. Let me just get them the football. I think the Mike McDonald way of coaching, it's about my defense. And as long as Sam Darnold doesn't make the critical error, I think he's smart enough and he's veteran enough to, manage the game. And that's not a bad thing. I think he's seen enough football and recognized that he doesn't have to do anything spectacular. Let me just go out there and play, and he's been able to show that.
And last thing from me, Micah Parsons returning to Dallas. There will be no video or anything from the Cowboys, which I agree. He didn't win anything there. He didn't even win a Defensive Player of the Year. There's nothing that he won there. He's a great player, and he went to Green Bay, asked to be traded. Are you cool with that they're not going to honor him for coming back to Dallas?
I wouldn't. I mean, you're talking about the legacy of the Cowboys and all that entails, regardless of whether or not they've, even been in the playoffs and won and no Super Bowls in decades and all that. But, I mean, the history is the history is the history. He's a key piece to it, sure. But he's not like one of the all-timers when it comes to the Cowboys and establishing this mega legacy of what number 11 meant to the Cowboys. So, I wouldn't honor him in that regard. I'm sure there are going to be, people loving on him in a sense, but once the game kicks off, you know what? If I'm Micah Parsons, I'm like, I'm about to let Dak know, hey, you don't got that special jersey that we can't touch you in practice no more. I'm about to show you what my wrath and how I feels like when I come up and hit you.
Yeah, I'm with you, Qadry. I feel like, listen, they're going to move on. They're not going to think about him. And I don't even think he fully expected to get a tribute. Like, I think he knew I wasn't there legendary enough. We didn't win rings and Super Bowls.
That franchise has won, right.
Yeah, they got real guys who've done a bunch. So I think he's well-versed enough to know that tribute wasn't coming. But, Qadry, man, we appreciate your time.
You know what I would do?
What would you do?
Put a message on the board and tell everybody to cancel their follow of his podcast. That's what I would say. I would tell the Dallas Cowboy fans.
They got a lot of problems right now. They're without CeeDee Lamb.
No, I hear you on that. I think, the bottom line is that the Cowboys, they have enough issues of their own. And Micah Parsons, well, now that he's with Green Bay, a lot of people are saying he is kind of this modern-day version of what Reggie White did for Green Bay back in my day when he was able to get them over the hump and get a Super Bowl. So we'll see if it turns out to be that way. But right now, Micah Parsons, I don't think he's really worried about coming back to Dallas and worried about the fanfare.
All right, Qadry, appreciate you, man. Thank you. We'll do it again soon.
Indeed.
All right. Hey, Rob, we saw something last night that's happened a handful of times already this season, and the NFL needs to cut it out. We'll tell you what we're talking about. It's The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Speaking of things you're never going to miss, Rob, you're never going to miss tonight's game. I'll tell you that. Because it features the best quarterback in football. We're not talking about Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. We're not talking about those guys. We don't care about Micah's return on Sunday night because the marquee matchup is tonight. And that's because, according to Pro Football Focus, through the first 3 weeks of the NFL season, the top-rated passer, none other than Sam freaking Darnold. He has a PFF grade of 91.4 as a passer. His overall grade in PFF is a 91.9. That is also tops in their scoring system. In fact, only one other quarterback is even in the 90s. That's how much he's killing the game. And last but not least, if you don't like PFF, if you're looking at the adjusted EPA, which is the trendy stat that all the nerds like to talk about, You know who's leading the NFL in that one? Sam freaking Darnold with a 99 overall. Long story short, the best quarterback in football, according to all the nerds, Sam Darnold.
Can I say a bad word on the radio or no?
Just get Alex ready to.
Alex, you ready?
You need me, or I'll just bleep it for you. Let me look at you, and then you say I'll bleep. Go.
When it comes to the PFF, I'm gonna FUPFF. How's that? Okay, because I'm not buying into it. And this is what happens when the nerds get to control these websites and all these things where they overanalyze stuff. They're going to sit here and try to convince you what you're watching, Kelvin, is not correct, and that Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in the NFL. Are you PFF kidding me? I'm just serious. Like, if I had to put my finger on it, I'd have to wash it because it stinks. If I went to the bank, it would be like getting $3 bills when I changed a 20. Like none of this makes any sense. Lamar Jackson is off to the greatest start in 3 games for a quarterback, and he's not even in the top 10. They have to. They have to try to convince you that they're smarter than you. What you're watching on TV, you don't know what you're watching. They're not watching the guy who has the best quarterback rating in the history of the National freaking Football League. They're going to tell me that Sam Darnold and Marcus Mariota are the 2 best quarterbacks in the National Football League. FUPFF. I'm just giving you letters. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah. Franklin University. FU.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fairleigh Dickinson University.
Yeah, so they went there too?
Exactly. Come on, man. Be better than this. This is for them to be able to hold on to jobs and prove that you don't know what you're watching. Are you kidding me? Sam Darnold, who won 14 games and couldn't get a contract with the team he played for because, they don't know what they're watching. He's obviously the best quarterback in the league. He should have got a 10-year, $300 million contract, according to PFFFU or whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. Don't go to that website. If they honestly believe that Sam Ronald McDonald is the best quarterback in the National Football League. Can we stop? The idea that Sam Darnold, Marcus Mariota are the 2 best quarterbacks, and according to their standards. Kelvin, please, I'm done.
Well, listen, what you just talked about, Rob, is another test that they forgot, and that is the eyeball test. Sometimes you can over-test me. You can put the SAT, ACT, PCT, PFFT. The fact of the matter is sometimes the eyeball test is simply just sitting right in your face, people. Now, let me break down a couple of things for you. Number one, I'm convinced this was Mr. and Mrs. McDonald's test. I'm convinced it was his mom and dad who did this test so they could put their son first or something. Now, Sam Darnold has played well last year, earned himself some money, and is doing perfectly fine this year. But I bring out some things. Sam Darnold is not in the following. He's not in the top 10 of QBR. He's not in the top 10 of rating. He's not in the top 10 of yards. He's not in the top 10 of touchdowns. In fact, he's only 7th in completion percentage. And guess what he is in attempts? 28th. 28. You know what I would be pretty good in? Doing something I ain't got to do a lot of. If I ain't got to pass the ball a lot, well, dang it, I might end up being all right on your test. 28th in attempts for a starter is crazy. So I'm confused. We've got too many numbers. We got this test, this stat, this fact.
These guys
it's gone too far. Because what you do when you do this, now I have to knock Sam Darnold, who is perfectly fine. He's off to a 2-1. His team is happy. They like what they're doing. They like their chances tonight. Great for Sam Darnold. I was saying keep him in Minnesota. You know what I mean? You and I debated that. But when you put out things like this, you make me now have to sound like I'm knocking him down because of the absurdity of the statement and where they place him. Fox Sports Radio, it's your boys. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a funky flashback Friday. Hold on, I feel obligated, Rob, to do the dance.
Jump on it.
Are you doing it? You better be doing it. Is he doing it, Rob G?
That'll be a no from me, dog.
And Rob G, you better be doing it too.
I can barely move. You want to hurt my back?
You better get a leave. Speaking of which, if you got achy knees, stiff back, joints not cooperating, some days your body is just like, nah. And on those days, luckily there's a leave with just one pill. Rob Parker needs to take this pill. Leave provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep it moving. Please use as directed.
Rob needs all the pills.
All both pills. Thanks.
Hey, he don't need no more of those blue pills. No more of those. Especially not on those Golden Girl cruises.
Why do you think he wears the light blue pullover in the studio every day?
That's a good point.
Because it hides him.
That's a Rob G, like that gif with my man pointing at his head. Uh-huh. That's you right now.
Rob, stay ready. He don't got to get ready. You
exactly.
You be thinking. All right, shout out to Qadry Ismail.
Basically, the M&Ms at this point. I'm just saying.
You just popping them like that, like Skittles and Tic Tacs. Hey, Alex, what's the line with the ID?
If it's a sideway ID, it ain't for me.
There you have it. Real quick, we've been having we got to talk about this kicking, this new NFL kickoff rule. I'm not a fan of it in the sense that it's not that it's horrible in and of itself, fellas. For me, it's that they keep switching the rule up. Like we had this one.
But this is the NFL. They change. Something happens in a playoff game or something happens, and they change the rule the next year. Like that's the issue I do have. That there's
it's just this is the third kickoff rule change in like 4 or 5 years. Right. First, they remember it was about health, Rob. We don't want people to get hit. We know the most scariest play, the most harmful play is a kickoff return. That's the one we don't want people getting hurt. So we're going to have it deep in it. You know, we're going to move the kicking team forward so they basically kick it all the way through the end zone so nobody ever returns it.
Right, nobody returns it, right.
And now it's too boring. We want the action. So I can't keep up with it. And now it's costing teams because it's a lot of rules. You got to kick it between the 20 and the goal line. But then if it kicks into the end zone, back in the day, remember, you could just leave it alone. It'll be a touchback. Now you got to touch it because then again, if you don't touch it, the other team gets the ball. And so last night, we saw how this came to backfire for the Cardinals. They fought all the way back, got back in this game, tied it up 20-20. You know, under a minute left, they kick it off, and they go up. It doesn't land. Lands like the 22-yard line, not the 20 or below. And now the Seahawks get the ball at the 40, Rob. The 40 is crazy. It was
20 and a half, to be honest. It was 20
It might not even be 22. You're right. It might have been 20 and a half. They get the ball at the 40. All you need is, 15, 20 yards, right. And you got a chance to win this thing.
It's a fake win. It was set up, and that's a bad rule right there.
And we saw it happen with the Steelers where against the Patriots, the guy that kicked the Steelers scored, they kick it off, and it goes back in the end zone. The guy doesn't grab it. He's just kind of like he's used to the old rule. You just leave it alone. All right, here we go. We get out. And then they go scoop it up, the Steelers, and get a touchdown. It's just – I know if you're a special teamer, it's your responsibility, your job to know the rules. Absolutely. I get that. But, my gosh, NFL, make up your mind. Is it about entertainment? Is it about health? Which one is it?
It's never about health. I don't care what they tell you. Never about health. The NFL could care less. That's why they won an 18th game, because those games are worth way more money than a preseason game, because preseason is local TV, no money involved. Mm-hmm. It's all about money. They don't care. If they could get 25 games in the NFL season, there would be 25.
You ain't lying. We'll give you three. We'll give you 2 additional buys. As if that's going to help me from taking all these injuries and these hits and all these blows to this. Heads.
They don't care. It's just about how much money can we make, and unfortunately the players keep going along with it until they are. I'll say it to you a million times. Until they stop the games, they will never have any leverage against the owners. Until they stop the games.
We know that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, man, we've had 3 issues. Rob G, what was the other one? I'm missing one more. There's another issue we saw.
The other one was with Ben Johnson. I mean, technically it was his fault, where they said, hey, you could kick it all the way through the end zone or kick it deep, and he kicks it deep into the end zone, and it allows them to run off the clock.
Yeah,
because the old rule, if you kick it that deep, usually the guy would take a knee.
Yep. It's so confusing. And that's a smart guy, right, Ben Johnson? But dude, it's just they keep switching it up on players. And again, I can understand it's their responsibility, special teams, but this stuff, because it's not just one rule. It's not like, oh, we're just kicking off a little further. It's like there's rules to it now, multiple. You can do this, you can tick that, you can do that. So make up your mind, NFL. You're confusing people. Shedeur said what? We'll tell.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham! We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win. Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball's regular season ends this Sunday. The Cubs were winners at home today, 12-1 over St. Louis. Arizona at San Diego in about 40 minutes. The Brewers have a 1-0 lead over the Reds in the top of the fourth. Phillies lead in the ninth inning, 3-1 against Minnesota. The Mets are fighting for the last wild card, leading the Reds by a game for that. Arizona 2-back. The Mets have fallen behind 6-2 after 6 innings at Miami. In the AL East, Yankees and Blue Jays tied for first. Yankees holding on to a 6-4 lead over the Orioles, bottom of the 6th inning, and the Toronto Blue Jays at home are leading 4-2 against Tampa Bay in the top of the 7th. Cleveland and Detroit tied for first in the AL Central. Detroit leads 3-1 at Boston, top of the 7th. Texas with 4 in the first, still leading 4-2 at Cleveland, top of the 7th. Europe leads the U.S. golfers at the Ryder Cup, 5.5 to 2.5. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 3 here on the Odd Couple. My goodness gracious, on this funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. And if you missed any of today's show, you'll want to catch the podcast. Just search Odd Couple wherever you get your podcasts. And right after today's show, it'll be posted. Rob G's putting it together as we speak. Again, just search Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast, and you'll find today's full show and a best-of version posted right after we get off the air. Achy knees, stiff back, joints not cooperating. Some days, you know what, your body's just like, nope. And on those days, luckily, there's Aleve. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so that you can keep moving. Use as directed. Don't forget, coming up in about 28 minutes, Lamarr Mitchell from BetMGM, the director of trading, and, of course, Last Call and the Pigskin Pickoff. We got that and much more. So you want to keep it locked for the next hour here on The Odd Couple.
That's right.
Rob
a whole lot
G,
to get to.
Shedeur Sanders sounded a lot like, I don't know, LeBron James talking about Bronny at one point on that famous tweet that he eventually took down.
Oh, yeah.
It's low-key hilarious how bad these guys are. Bronny better than half the league.
Exactly. Remember that?
Yeah,
and,
that come on.
And we got it for a second-round pick, Rob. Better than half the league. I want you to know that.
And then it was just weird to me because we hadn't heard anything about Shedeur. I mean, it's been kind of quiet. I mean, I heard more about Bailey Zappi.
Last we heard about Shedeur, he was splitting reps with Bailey Zappi as the Brown scout team quarterback.
Exactly, but I guess he couldn't help himself because they came over to his locker and said, hey, what do you think about the quarterback play, Rob G? What do you say?
Yeah, ESPN Cleveland is doing God's work here because nobody is talking to Shedeur Sanders these days, right? He's out of sight, out of mind.
He's a third string.
There's no reason to talk to him, but they make a point as often as possible to get little exclusive interviews one-on-one with him and get him to say stuff. And yesterday, before saying that he's, quote, not comfortable being a scout team player, he dropped this bombshell about where he feels he ranks in the pecking order of NFL quarterbacks.
He had a great quote where he said, you don't learn anything. I've never sat on the bench and said, I learned a lot today. Yeah. Do you agree with him on that? What were your thoughts when he said that?
Everybody perspective, so, that's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not, I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
My follow-up question would have been, who are you talking about, Shedeur? Who are you better than? Who's playing terrible? And can you tell me those guys? Tell me who you're talking about.
No, I feel you on that.
I'm serious. Like you just can't throw that out there. Where are the follow-up questions? I teach journalism at USC. Guys, be better. Come on, man. A guy says that the quarterback play. Who are you talking about, Shedeur? Because you're third string.
Yeah.
You're behind Bailey Zappi. Who are you better than? Can you give me a list so I can look at their stats and figure out what you should be playing? Come on, man.
And I'm wondering, was that a shot at Cam Ward? And not maybe personally in a sense, but more like because they're like have a great relationship, but they're also very competitive with each other. And I'm wondering, to your point, because he left it so open and they didn't follow up. Is it a shot at his own teammates?
Right.
Is Joe Flacco? Like,
are you talking about Joe Flacco? Who are you talking about exactly, Shedeur? Who right now in the National Football League who's a starting quarterback you would be better than right now? Can you please tell us? Because we'd love to know.
Absolutely. You know what I got from this, Rob? Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I say it all the time, Kelvin.
Just because you can. Meaning, yes, I believe he's confident. I believe in his confidence. I enjoy that. I like that. Gets it from his dad, all that. I'm with it. But that doesn't mean you have to be able to be baited. And there's a difference between being confident, self-assured, but you don't have to be baited. Every single question, you don't have to have well, I know what I do. I'm better than you, especially when you're fighting for your proverbial football life. And it's okay to be Shedeur. Okay? It's all right. Nothing wrong with you being Shedeur.
I like that.
You can keep it down sometimes.
I would put that on a T-shirt, but it's too many S's. It would cost a lot of money.
Well, I mean, actually might be dope. Like you start in the middle and it goes all the way around the back, and then the R ends at the other one. So that's what I want him to be right now. Shedeur. Still be confident. Still be who you are. I'm not saying change your personality, but you don't have to fall for the bait of every single question. At a certain point, if I gotta keep telling you how good I am, if I gotta keep telling you that, and it's not in the Muhammad Ali way because he was able to do it in the ring, right? He was actually able to do it, and we saw it. Shedeur, right now, you're not able to do it in a place where we can see it. You're in a practice squad. We're talking about practice, not a game. We're talking about practice.
How about if somebody?
And so until you get, you're the backup, until you're starting to your play, until we can see you, right now it's okay to lock in, focus on that. Don't worry about, I can't learn nothing, backing up and all. Do what you're supposed to do, and it's okay to be
I would say to him,
you don't have to prove to me how great you are by verbally. You don't have to prove to me with a witty saying. You don't have to prove to me by a flamboyant saying. I'm with you. I know you're confident and self-assured. Find your ways to go out there and play and compete, because what may happen, Joe Flacco doesn't look great. And at a certain point, they may say, Joe, thank you. We know who you are, serviceable guy. We appreciate it. But go on to the back of the bus right now. And Dylan Gabriel, you're up next, which might bump you up to second. And right now, you don't need any hiccups, be it on the field, off the field, or anything like that to put you back. Because maybe you do play better than them. But you know what they got and you don't right now? A chance. And they got a chance to go out there and prove it. So right now, lock in, focus, and stop falling for the bait all the time. You don't have to always tell me. And I love his self-assured and his confidence. But it doesn't have to be every time. Because just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I would just say, that's funny. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years in Green Bay. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Didn't he? Did he not sit for 3 years? Tom Brady sat behind Drew Bledsoe.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He didn't start right away. I mean, this whole notion or idea that you can't learn anything or you got to play right away or whatever. Yeah, they do play. Anthony Richardson, they put him out there. He wasn't ready, right? Was he ready? Where is he now?
Yeah, it's all bad right now for Anthony Richardson. I don't know how much longer he's going to be in the league.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. I just think it's just because somebody I'm in the information business. I get it. It'd be great when guys give you stuff for us, the media.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
But there also comes a point when you're smart and you don't have to answer everything. You're the third string quarterback. You don't have to answer that question. You don't need to talk about worry about yourself. I'm here, man. We're 1-2. We just came off a big win. My goodness gracious. Am I right?
Right. Right.
We're hoping to get to 500, man.
Our defense play hard.
Man, what a great defense we have. Forget about the quarterbacking. when you have defense like that, the quarterback doesn't even have to do that much except for not turn the ball over in a big spot. Oh, wow, he's watching the game. He's talking about the defense. Talking about who can play and who can't play and what you see. I don't see it. I think it's ill-advised. And if you're management or the coach, here we go. You know what I mean? You're not even back up.
And what you don't want to do again is you don't want to feed into the narrative. And again, I'm not saying alter your life, who you are, but I'm saying every new level, there's a new devil. What I mean is it can be the devil in the details. Like, what do I have to do now that I'm at this different level, right? I'm at this different place. Rob Parker, the ethics, the work, the grind is there, but now you're at a different, you're at a different newspaper. Okay, what do I need to do here? What's my new role?
Right.
Okay, I was a reporter, a beat writer. Okay, now I'm a columnist. Okay, you adjust. Kelvin Washington. Okay, you were at the 4-letter place. Okay, now you're with Fox Sports. Okay, now you're doing news. Okay, how do I do news? But I said you can adjust and accordingly. It's not that you change who you are. You just tweak. You fine tooth, and refine your skill set. And to me, I feel like he's going over and beyond. And Rob, you know this. We all know that person who goes over and beyond to prove to you, I ain't going to never change. I'm going to be me no matter what. And like they go out of their way to prove it. And it's no. Don't change who you are, but it's okay to adjust to your new surroundings. It's not changing who you are, right? I'm still me, but if I'm in the middle of, some rough parts of the neighborhood and I pull up in a nice car and I got on some nice jewelry and I'm iced out and it's 2 a.m. and I got to get gas, I'm still me, but a wise me is going to tuck all that jewelry and I'm going to, have my head on a swivel, right? You get what I mean? No, I ain't going to do nothing. I'm me. I'm going to just stand out here on this corner and, I can wear my jewelry. I can be out here. Okay.
Yep. All right.
All right. And so that's my thing with Shedeur. You don't have to go out of your prove I'm still me. I ain't never. Dude, we know your lineage. We know who you come from. But it's okay to assess where you are, assess the situation, and adjust accordingly.
100%. It's just unnecessary. You're doing stuff for no reason where you're not going to get any. It's not going to. What you talking about other quarterbacks, is that going to put them on the field?
Right. Right.
What is the win? Tell me what the win is from that. All it does is open up dialogue. See, he's disgruntled. He's still not accepting his role. He's on the team, but he doesn't really want to be on the team. He doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that. That's what people will get from that. That's what people will start talking about. That's not where you want to be if you're Shedeur Sanders.
Nope. It's not advantageous.
I don't know any other third-string quarterback we heard from over the last few years, have we?
And that's why it's okay to be a little humble pie.
Yes.
Right? And while you're confident saying, sure, as soon as I get my chance, they don't even know. Like, you can have that on the inside. You can be motivated. Nobody's questioning that. But you got to assess the situation and where you are. That, Bronny James, because he's on a two-way contract, being like, hey, I don't know. I know his dad did, but that's LeBron, and LeBron's passive-aggressive on social media. We know that. But Bronny has, by all accounts, seemed to have his head in the right place. I just got to come in, play defense, earn my way on a minute, get my minute. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he ain't like, man, all these dudes bums. I need to be out there.
like LeBron when he put that tweet out.
Right, I'm saying LeBron is passive-aggressive. He does that. Bronny has seemed to have been very level-headed anytime they ask him anything.
Right.
He's fully aware of where he is.
And that's the way you need to be, and Shedeur let his guard down on this one. You just didn't. It wasn't necessary. All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Did you have a problem with Shadur Sanders saying he thinks he's better than several starting NFL quarterbacks? We'll continue this conversation next with you. It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
For the Odd Mob and maybe the US of A.
Oh, and I like that.
There's looking like the NFL is having conversations about the Super Bowl, and you and I have talked about just kind of NBA, NFL, where they're going as far as streaming and things. And Roger Goodell put out the thought that it ain't crazy to have an all-streaming Super Bowl around 2030. And in theory, you're like, wait, whoa, because we all grew up where the Super Bowl was on, it'd be on Fox or NBC or ABC, kind of easy. Whether you had the little TV, you just turned it, or you had cable, you could access it. It was easy. It was free. You just watch TV. If you had the rabbit ears, you could just turn on the Super Bowl for years, for decades. And now the idea, we talk about this all the time. I can't watch this game, can't watch this football game, this NBA game, this MLB game. It's on Apple Plus. It's hard to find. But this is not, to me, this is where we're headed. This is 5 years from now, if this is actually what it ends up being, it's only where we're headed. The money they believe is in streaming. The numbers are in streaming. The young people they're trying to get are in streaming. They're also trying to go beyond just the United States. They're trying to go to the world. And that, obviously, you can't just have Spectrum cable, right? They're going to have to start going digital and streaming. So while it'd be unfortunate because we're just used to having it on your traditional 247 kind of thing, that's just where we're headed, Rob, and we all have to kind of wrap our heads around it, and I'll check all our passwords so we can get into a million of these streaming apps.
Because there are a lot of people who eventually will push back on the streaming as well, financially, that I can't have 8 streaming things, which equals to the old cable bill. Boxing made the money. They took the money, and it damaged the sport. You have all these kids who grew up never seeing a fight, okay, because the fights come on at midnight Eastern, and they don't have the pay-per-view, and they don't have $100. So what happens is you don't pass that down to your kids because you never watch boxing with your dad on a Saturday afternoon, ABC Wide World of Sports and all that. I'm not saying that sport's going to go away, but there's a reason why the Yankees and Mets, even in New York, could take all the cable money and say, oh, well, you don't have cable. Sorry, can't help you. They put games on free TV. Not all of them, but they understand the importance. And you can go ahead and try to get people to watch in Brazil and all, and I get all that. But you will there will be some damage because you think everybody has cable, you think everybody has streaming. Everybody doesn't. I know a lot of people who don't have it and can't spend the money on it, and the only time they get to watch a game, and that's why the numbers for Sunday Night Football is so big, because it's free.
It's just boom. It's right
it's
there.
It's free. I could turn on NBC and watch a football game, and the numbers are big. I'm telling you.
I'm not disagreeing. We've talked about that. The challenge that I have, though, is that I think they're going to bank on you're headed that way regardless because too much great content. Like on network,
I'm not saying you can't do some of it. That's not what I'm saying.
But hold on. The Super Bowl, Rob, that's the one they figure if you don't have it, maybe a Sunday you don't, I get it. The Super Bowl, you're going to be at Uncle So-and-so, Bob's house, said bar, watching with everybody. So this is the one time they're going to say, all right, I can hear Rob Parker for some of the other weeks. All right, Kelvin Washington on some of these other Sundays. I get it. But the Super Bowl, you're going to be somewhere where you can watch this because this is an American holiday, and dang it, you ain't missing this, and that's what they're going to be banking on.
Here's the point. There's 300 million people in the United States, and every Super Bowl they tell you 100 million watched. That's 200 million that did not watch. I'm just saying, like, everybody thinks that everybody's not watching Super Bowl Sunday. A third of the country, which is an enormous number.
Say, Rob, that's insane.
No, it's an enormous number, but it ain't everybody. And they don't get 300.
As a matter of fact,
they don't get 300 million of the 300 million. No, I'm just trying to make a point.
No, you are. But
and then that's everybody. Everybody's not into football, but then you're gonna X out. Everybody doesn't have it. You'd be surprised how many people don't have cable. Don't have streaming.
I don't have everyone. We listen. What don't I have right now?
There are stuff that's out there.
I don't have Apple Plus because I had the free I got a new iPhone. You get it for 90 days free or whatever, and I ended up not having that. There might even be like one or more that everybody has. I don't have. I don't think I have Peacock. I'm
not having.
Everybody can't have them all. Fox Sports Radio. It's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington on a funky flashback Friday. Coming up in just a little bit. That's right. Did I do that? Lamarr Mitchell, BetMGM Director of Trading, going to join us here in about 8 minutes or so. Don't forget, we got NFL Pigskin Pickoff, too. We'll see. Actually, we got to find out first how we did of last week and before we pick our picks for this week. So looking forward to that coming up near the end of the hour. And be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel. Shout out to all of our odd mobbers on there already. You can catch us as we simulcast right there on YouTube. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/@oddcouplefsr. Or if you're already in YouTube, just search Odd Couple FSR. You can thumbs up, like, share, comment. Tell us who's right, who's wrong. It's always a good time in there with our odd mob. So go check it out. Odd Couple, again, FSR on and subscribe as well.
And before
all right,
we
Shedeur?
get to the calls, Rob G's going to read some of the odd mob stuff that we're getting on YouTube live, right?
What we got?
Absolutely. We got Arkansas Ice says the Browns just need to start his ass, and that would be the end of this whole pipe dream. That seems kind of aggressive. Appalachian Apache says he already is Sanders. I don't know what that means.
I think he was trying to say
I get it. Cadillac Max says give him the start. When he gets released, all this goes away. And in this one, I don't know where it came from. Polo C says Rob G, and Kelvin hate on successful players just as much as they hating on the podcasters who are starting out trying to get on. Rob, talking about you, Rob,
yes,
has a recipe to rip black quarterbacks except Lamarr and give all the white quarterbacks a pass except for Brady and Stafford.
So, but if I'm ripping all the black quarterbacks, then Lamarr would be in that conversation. And if I'm not with the white quarterbacks, but I don't give a pass. What I say? But to
you don't give any love to the great ones.
How does that add up?
No, it doesn't make sense.
That meant you had something to say about one or two that he likes, and now he's mad. And now I got lumped into you not liking great things.
Yeah, now none of us like black quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Now I told you it was. I had a dream that one day 16 black quarterbacks would start on the first day of the season.
And this is what I don't like. This is the deductive reasoning that we get sometimes in sports media. Rob does not like black quarterbacks, okay? We've established that. This is years now in the making.
Really?
But that does not mean because he dislikes black quarterbacks that he shows favoritism to the white quarterbacks.
Right.
He dislikes them too. He don't like any of them.
Because you don't like Tom Brady. You don't like Matthew Stafford.
Don't like him. Don't like Brock Purdy.
Who else you don't like?
He don't like Hawaiians like Tua.
You don't like Tua.
Yeah. You don't like anybody. It just seems, because Rob.
Wait a minute. Rob G.
Yeah.
You actually got me really thinking. Aside from Lamar and Aaron Rodgers, who does he like?
Nobody. They don't like
you
Patrick
don't like
Mahomes.
CJ Stroud.
No. Wait a minute. We got one guy you're missing.
Joe Montana.
Well, I'm currently playing. There is one guy. And when I say it, you'll say you're right. I was in the Baker Mayfield camp.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I was.
Yeah.
No, you did that to spite me. You don't really like Baker.
No, I do.
No, you said that because, Rob, you don't like him. Oh,
no, go look. Me and Chris had a brutal knockdown, drag-out fight. It's on YouTube. Am I right?
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
We did. All right, 877-99 on Fox.
Last one, Z-Main says, Rob, can we go to Magic City?
Yes, we can. Let's go to Magic City.
He just simply wanted to know.
I know.
He got his $72
Rob leaves
in
Magic
ones.
City
He's ready.
smelling his top lip.
Oh, God.
What?
Oh, okay.
Rob has to wipe your fingers like you do after you leave. Okay, now we're going.
Now we're a little.
yeah, okay.
We're
Rob G, you trying to keep your job
I
too,
know.
right?
Yeah.
It's not me, it's them.
Rob G, you got 2 kids and a wife.
Yeah.
Okay? Be careful.
And you
we
already
need
know.
to play that, Alex, for Rob G. Rob. This is for Rob. And
Caution.
Caution.
Don't lose
You
your
started
gig.
to become a habitual line stepper, Rob G.
And all we got to do is add the G in there. All right, Drew in New Jersey, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. We're talking about Shedeur and his comments. What are your take?
Yeah, you are a Joe Burrow guy too.
Yes,
I think you're pretty neutral
yes.
for Joe. Yeah, so you missed him up, but yeah. I think everything is validated pre-draft. All these sports pundits saying, "Oh, there's no way he bombed those interviews." 100%. There's no way you can't say that at this point. Number one, the one thing I heard is he could read defenses. No, he can't. You don't take that many sacks like that. That's a lack of processing. Number two, to me, let's be honest, most people and pundits and media don't watch college football, and they only pay attention to them later on, like Heisman-wise. Nobody knew who Jaden Daniels was until he was a Heisman candidate. That's a fact.
No, I don't disagree with that. I think I think you're right that people stick to whatever sport that they're really into and don't follow until somebody becomes prominent. You know what I mean? And
Like I have a quarterback that probably nobody knows who right now, who's probably going to be the first pick.
Who's
and he's
this?
not even drafted right now. Arkansas guy, Taylor Green. He's like 6'6", runs a 4.4, and like his touchdown percentage is like 11 touchdowns with 3 interceptions, and he averages 100 rushing yards a game.
Hey, what's his ethnicity?
He's black.
All right, I'm
Rob
not gonna
already
like him.
out.
He's
He'll
out.
be-
Rob already
I'm
out.
telling you, he is
Racist.
He is what's that guy from the Colts? He's that, but with production.
Anthony Richardson, you're saying?
Yeah, Anthony Richardson with production. Watch him. I guarantee you're going to be like, okay, no one's giving him love yet, but trust me, he will.
No,
be
didn't he just play? Who did he just play? I thought I watched him. I thought one of our college kids put us up on him a couple weeks ago. One of our college kids mentioned him.
Was it Mark Gunnels?
Yeah, I think Mark Gunnels might have brought him up a couple weeks ago. No, he's Big Ten, so it had to be another one. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we appreciate the calls. As always, we got Lamarr Mitchell on the other side of trending right now. Steve DeSager is going to take care of you. What's trending? Hey, Steve.
Hello. Regular season ends this Sunday in Major League Baseball. The Cubs were winners at home today, 12-1 over St. Louis. The Padres start at home in just a few minutes against Arizona. If the Padres lose tonight, Cubs clinch hosting next week's wild card series against San Diego. Philadelphia was a 3-1 winner over Minnesota. Aaron Nola, who's had an awful season, was superb tonight. Had a perfect game until 2 outs in the 6th, went 8 innings with 9 strikeouts. The Reds and Mets are fighting for the final wild card in the National League. The Cincinnati Reds are in a 1-1 tie at Milwaukee in the bottom of the 5th. The Brewers will clinch the 1 seed in the National League with a win in this one. The New York Mets were up 2-0 in the top of the 1st. They're now trailing at Miami 6-2 Marlins in the top of the 8th inning. As for the AL East standings, the Yankees and Blue Jays are tied for first in New York tonight. The Yankees, who've won 5 in a row, are winning in the bottom of the 7th, 7-4 against Baltimore. Aaron Judge, his 52nd homer of the season. To the bottom of the 8th at Toronto, Blue Jays are winning 4-2 against Tampa Bay. And to the AL Central, Cleveland and Detroit tied for first. The Guardians do hold the tiebreaker, having won the season series. Cleveland is as hot as Detroit is not over the last month. In fact, this month, the Guardians' record 18-6. Well, Detroit is winning 3-2 at Boston in the bottom of the 7th. Cleveland is losing at home, bottom of the 8th. Texas 7-2 over the Guardians. Among the late games, not only San Diego at home, the Dodgers are at Seattle. Mariners have won 7 in a row. Dodgers with a lineup that very much looks like they just clinched the division yesterday. It's also Colorado at San Francisco and some other games to playing out the string. Europe leads the U.S. at the Ryder Cup 5.5 to 2.5 after the opening day matches on Long Island. In the WNBA semifinals, the one game in progress has 5 minutes to go, with Las Vegas leading at Indiana 67-59. There's college football tonight underway in scoreless first quarter on Fox TV. Number 24 TCU is at Arizona State. Late in the third quarter, Virginia at home still leading number 8 Florida State 28-21. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy will return to play Sunday after the toe injury. Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels is still out with a sprained knee, and wide receiver Terry McLaurin is out with a quad injury. Giants kicker Graham Gano out. He missed practice all week with a groin injury. Back to you.
All right, Steve. Hey, have a great weekend. Appreciate it. It's the odd couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Funky Flashback Friday. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. As always on Fridays during football season, we are joined by our man Lamarr Mitchell, BetMGM Director of Trading. And it's time to see what you need to be betting on. Lamarr, what's up, brother?
What's up, dogs? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing
good, man. As always, we appreciate you taking some time out with us and lending your expertise. Let's get it started. Let's start with the Vikings. They're going to be facing the Steelers this Sunday in Dublin. That's right. They are determined to make sure football is in Europe for some reason.
I've been to Dublin. This is going to be something, huh?
Yeah, it'll be something. Minnesota's currently holding a 2.5-point favorites right now. Two-part question for you, Lamarr. How hard is it to set the line in a game like this where both teams might be jet lagged, they're traveling, unfamiliar, situations and settings? And what kind of action are you actually seeing in this spot?
Going back to your first question, it's we have a little bit of history with these teams going over there now, so especially with somebody like Minnesota that's going to be there back-to-back weeks. So it's a little bit easier on those teams that we have seen there before, setting the line, knowing what they're going to do, what they've done historically. And getting back to your second question, it looks like the Sharps are on the Vikings here. They laid the 2. We're at 2.5. The public is on the Vikings also. Money's about 6-1 on the Vikings, and tickets are about 2-1 on the Vikings. So, the fact that the Vikings have done this before, and they seem like they're, done it many more times before. The Steelers, the public, and the Sharps are both on the Vikings.
All right, game of the week is obviously the Chiefs against the Ravens. Lamar is 1-5 against Patrick Mahomes in his career, but Baltimore is currently 2.5-point road favorite at Arrowhead. Where are the Sharps on this one?
Yeah, that's crazy because we opened this originally at 3, and it's down to 2.5. The Sharps took the 3 immediately and said we were off there. And you're right. I mean, this is a game that it's a big game for both teams. The public is definitely on the Ravens 2-1 clip on money and tickets. So, but the Sharps are they've been steady on this +3 and going back and forth on the 2.5.
All right, so let's go here, Lamar. We just found out today that Commanders, they're going to be without both their 2 star players on the offensive side, and Jaden Daniels, their quarterback, and also Terry McLaurin, who is their stud receiver. They're going to be missing them on the road against Atlanta. And yet, I'm looking at the board, and almost 80% of the money is still on Washington. Is that true? And if so, what does it say more about the Commanders or maybe the Falcons?
Well, I'll tell you this. Our money right now is about even. I just checked. It's about even, but the ticket count definitely 5-1 in favor of the Commanders, but the Sharps have been all over the Falcons, taking the 3, 2, 2.5, the 1.5, and we're sitting at 1 right now. So it's definitely going to be Joes versus pros in this game here. Sharps are definitely on the Falcons, and the public is definitely on the Commanders.
All right, Lamar Mitchell, of course, our guy every week here, BetMGM, Director of Trading. Lamar, let's go to Jackson Dart. Will be getting his first start on Sunday for the New York Football Giants against the Chargers. And I read today that 84% of the votes and damn near 90% of the money is on Los Angeles -6.5 in New York. Is this a game where the pros and the Joes are all on the same side? Because I'd be loading up my money.
You better believe it, Rob. They're definitely on the same side. I mean, it's not even close on money for us. 10-1 in favor of the Chargers, laying the points, and 12-1 on tickets from the Chargers. And the Sharps have laid this number. When we open it, they immediately laid it. Laid the 6, and now we're at 6.5, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get to 7 on this game with the volume of money that's going to come in against Jackson Dart.
And this is about, and Kelvin, you know this. First time starters in the NFL, they don't win. Like it's a struggle. Like right, right, Lamar. Like it's just that's the number out there.
The one thing that they have going for them is the fact that the Chargers have been nomads, Brazil, flying back to the East Coast, West Coast. So that's the one thing that they have going for them. And if the number doesn't get to 7, that's the reason why, because, the Chargers might be a little bit jet lagged. But, yeah, you're right, Rob. First-time starters, and this Chargers defense and this Chargers offense has been pretty solid. So it's going to be a tough sled for Jackson Dart.
Yeah, the defense is going to have to try to lift him up, and hopefully, they'll be able to do something. All right, let's go to the soon-to-be in the Super Bowl Detroit Lions. They're coming off a big win in Baltimore last week, Lamar, and I read today that Detroit is 12-4 against the spread during the month of September under Dan Campbell. So what kind of action are you seeing in the Lions, who are -10 at home against the Browns?
It's not even close. I mean, it's about 4-1 in favor of the Lions as far as tickets, and money is about 18-1 in favor of the Lions. The Sharps have been back and forth on both sides. We're sitting at 10 right now, but they laid the 8.5, they laid the 9.5. And they took the 7.5. So they've been back and forth on this game, the Sharps, but definitely the public is all on the Lions here. So we'll see if the Brownies have anything they can do to follow up that performance from last week.
Well, we know they play defense, so that's a scary one right there. How about Philly has won 17 straight, 19 of their last 20, but it's well documented that Jalen Hurts is just 1-4 in his career against the Bucs, and Tampa is 15-6 against the spread as underdogs with Baker Mayfield. Where are the Sharps on this one?
You know, that Baker's got a chip on his shoulder, and if I tell him that the Sharps and the public are on the Eagles, that chip might get a little bit bigger because that's where they are. Definitely the Sharps and the public. This is going to be Joes and pros on the same side. Money's coming in on the Eagles. We're not seeing really any activity on the Bucs. They just don't think the Bucs have a shot here. I'm not saying that they don't, but basically transaction activity, money, and the sharp activity all on the Eagles.
Yeah, but Baker loves to have a little chip on his shoulder. He should listen to Rob G, who said he wasn't going to be nothing no more. Rob G had a little bad take on him. All right,
G said,
Lamar.
why am I getting astray? I didn't say anything.
Yeah, he had to catch this straight. You know the saying, Lamar, good teams win, great teams cover. Well, Danny Dimes, which is unbelievable how well he's been playing. The Colts are 3-0 this season, and more importantly, they're 3-0 against the spread. I know the Rams looked pretty good last week in Philly until the kicking game went all crazy, but I have to imagine bettors are all over the Colts, plus 3.5 this week, right? Am I wrong? Am I right?
Kelvin, you would be wrong in this situation. The Sharps are on the Colts, but the public, about 2-1 and 3-1 in money, are all on the Rams, figuring the Rams played a great game last week coming back home. But the Sharps like that number, and this is a game where, we'll see great teams cover, like you said. So are the Colts going to cover or the Rams going to cover? So we'll see what happens. But definitely the public is on the Rams, and the Sharps are definitely on the Colts.
All right, Packers are currently going off as 7-point road favorites on the road against the Cowboys. It's Micah Parsons' return to Dallas, so we can see some emotions running high there. Given what we saw from Green Bay last week and given it's Micah's return, what kind of action are we seeing on the Cowboys? +7 at home in Dallas.
Not much, Rob. Seriously, not much. It's all Packer money, Packer activity. I mean, they laid the 6, they laid the 6.5. They're sitting at 7. Money's about 6-1 in favor of the Packers. Ticket transactions about 4-1 in favor of the Packers. And unless Dallas gets their Dallas Cowboy Nation coming in and support the team, it looks like it's going to be all Packer money coming this weekend. So right now, nothing on the Cowboys.
Yeah, understandably so, especially without CeeDee Lamb. So, all right, Lamar, appreciate you as always, brother.
Thanks for having me. You guys have a good weekend.
Always. All right, my man. Thank you.
No doubt. Lamar Mitchell right there, BetMGM. Make sure you check him out as always. I got to get out to Vegas sometime. I got to get the wife, leave the kids at home one day and get on out to Vegas, man, and get with Lamar one of these times. All right, last call on the way. Plus, are we still having guests? Make sure. Rob G?
Yes.
All right, let's just making sure. Yep. That's right. We got last call coming up. We got a special little call for you, and also NFL Pigskin Pickoff as well. We'll do that next. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
It's last call time on the Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance. Your call's important to us. Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got to get out of here.
Well, very quietly, one of the most important and big games of the weekend is this upcoming Rams-Colts game because the Colts are 3-0, the Rams are 2-1. They look like one of the best teams in football for about 3.5 quarters, and they blew it there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, bad loss.
This game is very big long-term for the NFL season, and you mentioned it. Shane Steichen met with the media earlier today. He was asked about Matthew Stafford and how is it he's able to play at such a high level at the ripe age of 37. Take a listen to this doozy.
I think he's one of the best probably to ever do it, and I think he has a physicality about him. Like, he's tough as it gets. I mean, you see him taking shots and he gets up and he ain't coming out of the game, and that's respect there, right away. Just seeing that. But I think he can make all the throws.
Brands with genuine, authentic histories are highly valued. Strauss was founded back in 1948 by Engelbert Strauss, and it's still family-owned and run to this day. Strauss is trusted by workers all over the world. Their pants are the tools you can wear. Smart Pocket design, all-day comfort, and durability you can count on. And now Strauss is making history as the first brand ever with its logo on professional baseball helmets.
Kind words or whatever. Stafford has played a long time.
From
I
the
watched
job
his
site
very
to the
first
big
game
leagues,
in Detroit.
from
I covered
grit to
most
glory,
of his career.
gear engineered to perform.
I've watched
Gear
him
up
play.
now at Strauss.com.
But to consider him as one of the greatest who has ever done it. This reminds me of these young kids who think Paul George is their GOAT. The Matthew Stafford is Paul George with a lucky championship that he was able to get, late in his career. None of the numbers or anything you talk about with Matthew Stafford add up. None of it. There's a reason he was called Stat Padford in Detroit. They were down 21-0. Prevent defense. They let you throw in front of them. You noticed, you watched it, and he piled up numbers and whatnot, and they lost, and they would lose all the time. And I'm just saying, those are the numbers that Stafford has. They weren't any. I don't know if Stafford played for real. I'm not sure he played 10 games that mattered in his entire career in Detroit. And I'm talking about the three playoff games and maybe a couple seasons, the first game of the year. You know what I mean? Where something was on the line. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not so sure he played 10 games in his career that mattered before he came to Los Angeles. Here's the issue I have. In this long career, always a tier 2 quarterback, right? Only I think one time was he ever even considered a tier 1 quarterback, and I can't dispute that. 2-time Pro Bowler. One time I know he was an alternate on the Pro Bowl. Has a losing record as a starter, 110, 114-1. In the playoffs, 5-5. And 1-5 outside of that Super Bowl run. You know what I mean? And let's not forget, the Rams went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff before he got there. They weren't like an also-ran or downtrodden organization and the Messiah showed up and got him there. So none of this stuff makes any sense to me. I get it. You fall in love with the arm and some of the other attributes, which is fine to say that he can sling the football and he does a lot of things well or whatever. But one of the greatest, one of the best who ever did it, I just think it's overblown. And people just toss around the idea of who's great. How could you even consider him one of the greatest who ever done it? He has a losing record, 2 Pro Bowls. I don't know. I'll ask you, Rob G. Can you look this up? Has he ever gotten 1 vote for MVP? I'm serious. In all these years he played in the National Football League, I don't think he's gotten actually 1 vote.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got maybe one of those years where he put up 4,500 cards.
But if I was a betting man right now, I'd say he's never gotten even 1 MVP.
That's possible.
So
Matthew Stafford is one of those guys that, again, we've talked about in other sports. Kyrie Irving. You mentioned Paul George, but I'll go Kyrie Irving. 1-time champ. But because of circumstances, it's going to be hard to explain his full story. I'll give you another guy.
But at least Kyrie had like a big shot in a big moment. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We know Kyrie is Kyrie, but it's going to be hard because you'll name so many other guys you'll put above him that if you didn't really see it, you'll be hard to explain. It's the Odd Couple, Ron Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Funky Flashback Friday. That's right, one more time for you boys before we call it a day. Thank you to Lamarr Mitchell, just joined the show, and all our guests who joined the show. If you missed any of the pod, make sure you check out the pod. And shout out to all of our folks on YouTube, the Odd Mob. You got aching knees, stiff back, joints not cooperating. Some days your body is like, nope. And on those days, luckily, there's Aleve with just one pill. Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Please use as directed. And this isn't just a game. It's a once-in-a-generation event, the Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Come be a part of the legacy that never stops. Be there when history is made. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com. All right, it's time now for Last Call.
This is the Last Call.
Last Call.
Last call time on the Odd Couple.
All right, last call.
We got Ed Randall, legendary New York radio talk show host and a friend of mine. Say hi to him, Kelvin, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Ed Randall, how are you?
Ed, how you doing, man?
Kelvin, Rob, great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And on this last call, you're going to deliver a message for people because this month is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Ed, tell us why guys should go in and get checked.
Well, there's a 99% cure rate if prostate cancer is detected early, and that right there pretty much summarizes why men should go. In my particular story, I was only 47 years old when I went for a routine annual physical. I had no symptoms, and I was found shockingly to have prostate cancer. I had a procedure to remove the cancer, and then when I went into my two favorite words in the English language, in remission, I said to myself, you know what? On the day I was diagnosed, I felt fine. Prostate cancer in its earliest stages has no symptoms. I said there could be tens, hundreds, thousands of guys like me out there walking around feeling fine, thinking they were fine, and we got to get to those guys and tell them that a simple PSA blood test can save their lives, as it did mine. So I founded the 501c3 charity called Fans for the Cure, which is dedicated to prostate cancer awareness and education.
All right, and for people who want to find out, Ed, quickly, because we're at the end of this show and segment, where can they go and find out more information?
We have all the information that anybody would need at info@fansforthecure.org. That's info@fansforthecure.org. We have a medical advisory board of 36 of the greatest urologists in this country. Anybody who needs a doctor will find you a great doctor.
All right. Ed Randall, my man. I've known
Great
Ed
stuff,
since day one of my career, and I'm appreciative of you, my man. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
And I of you. Thank you guys for having me.
No doubt.
No doubt. Appreciate it, man. Good stuff right there.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right. Well, take heed to what he said, gentlemen, for sure. You definitely want to be able to take care of that early if possible, if needed. All right. It is time now for NFL Pigskin Pickoff.
You ready to retire? The Odd Couple is gonna make you rich.
Gambling, vice, corruption.
It's their Pigskin Pickoff.
That's right. It is the NFL Pigskin Pickoff. Rob and Kelvin picking NFL games against the spread. In order to look forward, we got to look back, though. And it was a pretty successful week for you guys.
Okay.
Dub went 3-2. Very solid, profitable.
Take it.
Rob Parker, though, hitting homers 4-1 on the week.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely closing ground on the season.
Where are we at now?
Kelvin's 2 games up.
I'll take it.
2 games up heading into week 4. Got a long season to go, but every game counts just the same. It's not like baseball where they say this time it counts. No, they all count. They all count. All right. NFL Pigskin Pickoff. All these odds courtesy of Lamarr Mitchell, BetMGM. We got them early on Friday. There may have been some line movement slightly, but because we're fair, we're going to stick to what we had as of 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So let's get started. Game number 1. Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings in Dublin taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Neutral site, but the Vikings 2.5-point favorites. Rob Parker.
I'm taking the Steelers plus the points, and I'll take a pint of something in Dublin. Guinness, there you go.
Yeah, Guinness.
As a precursor to the game. How's that?
All right, well, I'm going with the Vikings. I think their defense gets a couple of turnovers. And, the Vikings not only cover.
This is how the
win.
hate is. He hates Aaron Rodgers so much that even though Vikings winning would be bad for the Lions, he's still going to pick the Vikings. I love it.
No. I hate losing to you so much, so I got to win this these pick'ems.
All right, game number 2. This is the big one in the NFC. The undefeated Eagles traveling to Tampa to take on the undefeated Buccaneers. Jalen Hurts and the fellow 3.5-point road favorites. Dub, what do you like?
Eagles. If Mike Evans was playing, I'd be in. For the Bucs, maybe, but give me the Eagles.
I'm going to take the Buccaneers plus the points. Eagles get it done, but it's a nail biter. I like.
So you're saying Baker's going to lose at the buzzer?
Yes.
Yeah. See, because he's terrible.
He can't win.
I wasn't wrong.
He can't win every game.
You
at
just
the
said
buzzer.
he sucks.
He won
You said
3
he
at
can't
the
win at
buzzer.
the buzzer.
This one he's going to lose on a field goal.
It's okay. Just admit that I was right. Game number 3.
You weren't right.
Pigskin Pickoff. Danny Dimes and the Colts, undefeated Colts, traveling to LA to take on the Ramley. Matthew Stafford and the fellas.
This is a terrible game.
3.5-point home favorites. Rob loses either way, but who you picking against the spread?
Can I call a tie or something? All right, I'm going. There's no way that Danny Dimes is going 4-0. The Rams win this one outright.
Hey, give me the spread again.
3.5 points, Rams favorite.
Yeah, give me Rams. They're mad. They should be undefeated and maybe the best team in the NFC. But they mess around and lose to the Eagles, getting field goals blocked. So they're mad. They revenge game. Give me the Rams.
NFL Pigskin Pickoff. Rob and Kelvin, games against the spread. NFL Week 4, the game of the weekend. Teams are both 1-2, which is terrible. How to be the game of the weekend when neither team's any good. The Baltimore Ravens, 2.5-point road favorites in Arrowhead against Mahomes and the Chiefs. Kelvin Washington.
This was tough for me. I'm not gonna lie. This is tough. Give me the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Ravens. Chiefs. You know that. Hey, I need Steve DeSager real quick.
Hey, Steve.
It says the Red Sox and Tigers are a final of 3-3. What is that?
No, Red Sox just scored bottom of the ninth, 4-3.
Oh, okay. They didn't add the run. The
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for interrupting the Pigskin Pickoff.
I didn't understand what that was.
Go. Get the last one.
Quickly.
It's the first 3-3 victory in the history of Major League Baseball.
All right, go ahead,
Packers, 7-point road favorites. Micah's return to Dallas.
I'm taking the Packers.
Packers.
There it is. Pigskin Pickoff.
All right. We'll see how we
did.
Have
a great weekend. I'm going to San Diego. Let's do it.
San Diego.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?